Welcome everyone to episode 2 of What We Watch. Welcome, bienvenidos a todos. Esta semana, this week, we are going to dive into the world created anytime when superhero movies were getting a bit more popular. A superhero movie when the superhero genre was getting a bit more popular. This is in 2012. The original script was written by Max Landis, who is better known for his controversies over sexual assault and plagiarism in one of Ariana Grande's musical videos. Although he did write one of DC's better stories for Superman called Superman America's Alien. Without further ado, just to let you guys know, welcome back our co-host Lorenzo. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much for having me once again. Hello, everybody. Hope y'all doing good.
Nomás para que sepan, no quiero decir nada, ¿verdad? Pero se empezó tarde porque aquí mi compa se le ocurrió ir a trabajar el día de hoy.
Ya que chingado le hago, pues. Tiene que trabajar uno, ¿no? Para poder vivir.
Did you watch this movie?
I sure didn't. No estoy jugando.
Que la chinga.
No, I did.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I sure did.
How many times did you watch it? Might as well.
I want to say give or take maybe 3 times.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Okay. Initial thoughts of the movie?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This movie I actually enjoyed. I enjoyed it the first time I watched it, and rewatching it again just made it that much better. I was able to actually pay more attention to details. Um, like you guys know, I'm big on details. So yeah, it was pretty good, man. Enjoyed it.
Which one you enjoyed better? Just
I'm not gonna lie. I think I enjoyed this one better. I enjoyed this one better than The Usual Suspects.
okay.
Mhm.
So guys, just so you know, like the other movie, we're gonna talk about the characters. We're gonna talk about who played the characters. I don't know a lot about who played the characters, except for one person, which is the most famous one from all of them. And we're gonna go into the story. We're not gonna do a play-by-play. We're just gonna go. It's just basically a guideline of the movie, with full spoilers, but in in a sequence, vaya, like in order. So we're gonna start from the very beginning of the movie, and we're gonna finish off at the very end of the movie. Thank you, Snoopy. You subscribed 4 months. Thank you so much for that subscription. Don't forget, guys. Also, another giveaway is gonna be in episode 5, so just beware of that. So, any of the characters that you know, or any of the actual actors. I'm sorry.
Okay, so actors, of course, Michael B. Jordan. And I do not remember his name, but I know he did play the Green Goblin in one of the Spider-Man movies.
You are completely off.
No, really? I
No.
could have sworn it. wasn't Andrew the one that played I know he came out in one of the Spider-Man movies. Sí, güey, el güerito.
No,
No?
look it up. It shouldn't. What's up, Peter? How are you?
What's
Look
going
it
on,
up.
buddy?
Look it up.
Oh, now you're gonna make me.
Yeah, look it up. Yo
Actually,
remo, güey, pero I don't. Did you guys watch the movie? Any of you guys remember? Anyway, I do not recall him. I think you're confusing him way because he looks alike, but I don't think it's him.
let's see.
Did you watch the movie, Peter? Oh, Peter's also with you. He thinks he's a Green Goblin too, but I doubt it. Way. I know what you're talking about. I know what Green
Yes.
Goblin you're trying to play.
Yes, he did. See,
No.
Dane William Dehan is an American actor known for his roles as Andrew Detmer in Chronicle, Harry Osborn, the Green Goblin, and the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, he is.
Voila, Mister Who is Wrong.
Oh, what's up, Grims? ¿Cómo andamos? I did not know that way.
Yeah.
Like I knew, like I thought he looked alike, but I didn't think it was him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, good to know. Yeah, but I only know Michael B. Jordan,
Yeah.
and now that guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, these roles were all of them. They didn't really. This was way before they were actually, popular. This is one of their startup movies, where the same thing with this character we just talked about, Andrew, and Michael B. Jordan. That's where they got their little initial
Yeah. Well,
jump.
hey, so let's go into the main characters, and actually to go into that, we'll talk a little bit about how Michael B. Jordan went from this they after this movie, and then I think he did like Fruitvale Station and other things. But it was after this movie. Oh, it was after this movie. So before we so at the end, I'll ask you what do you think about the script of the movie and the whole story of the movie. So right now, let's actually go into the main characters. Dane, how the fuck do you say the last name? Dehan.
Han? Yeah.
Yeah, Dane Dehan. He plays Andrew. So this is our three main characters. Dane Dehan, who plays Andrew. Basically, he's like your loner from school, right? Like it's the easiest way to describe him. He's a loner. Then we go to Alex Russell, who plays Matt, que es el primo de Andrew, and basically Andrew's somebody who doesn't give a shit about anything. Like he's just there. And then we go into Michael B. Jordan, who plays Steve, who's the popular one. ¿Qué onda, Crunchy Sandwich? Que es el popular one. He's running for president. He's basically el eye candy de la escuela,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right? Without being a jock,
Yeah.
maybe, because we don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he came out as like
As
a
a jock,
jock. Yeah,
right?
he was more like just running for class president or something.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah, he was running for class president. From these three main characters, because you actually get introduced to two of them right off the bat. You get introduced to the main one.
Yeah, to Andrew.
To Andrew, and then the next scene after that is Andrew in the car with Matt.
Correct.
And then after that, without having him in the picture, you get to see who Steve is because te pasan un pinche
Yeah,
flyer en
the
la
big old
cara.
flyer. Yeah.
Yeah,
Vote for Steve.
yeah. Right off of the bat, from what feeling did Andrew give you? What feeling did Matt give you? Because we still don't meet Steve, so
Yeah. So first off, I mean, you can see you can see that Andrew's definitely coming from an abusive household. They're that initial scene shows you where he's struggling with at home. His pops just lost his job. He's living off of just a paycheck that he's getting. His mom's fighting cancer. Sick as hell, bedridden, crying out in pain. It's something very hard to do. And then, I mean, aside from that, getting the abuse from his father, knocking on the door, hey, why's his door locked or whatnot, um, and that already gives me that sense of uh, that lonely feeling that you get from Andrew, and desperate. cries for help. I mean, he's recording his front, like his door, while his dad's knocking on the door, and he's even threatening his dad, like, "Hey, I'm recording everything from now on." It's I did get a little something from Andrew. I mean, of course, they play him to where he's the main character, and it makes you feel for him. Like pobrecito is going through this shit at home.
Yeah, so for me, man, because you have to think about it. When I saw this movie was 4 years after my mom passed away.
Oof.
So seeing that initial scene,
Mm-hmm.
like where she's like in bed and just telling her like, "Hey, you got this," or like, "How do I look?" Because my mom would always like try to look as best as she could. Like even if she was going to the fucking corner store, siempre se pintaba, se vestía bien. Like eran las 8 de la morning y ya estaba pintada, güey. And then seeing her last days or her last weeks, months, güey, donde ya no se pintaba, güey, donde ya no tenía like ánimo porque ya no le daba su cuerpo para hacerlo, güey. Like, I was just like, fuck, man, like, me va a doler.
Yeah.
Like, lo que pasa, lo bueno es que no se trató la película de ella,
Yeah.
güey. Pero, like, just that, like, I felt for him.
Yeah, it hit a lot different for me as well.
What's up, Twisted?
Just losing my father not too long ago. It definitely hit a different bone for me. Seeing that, and the fact that that the father was being abusive, like taking out his anger out on Andrew. That just, I was like, wow, that takes it to a whole new level. Not cool. Not cool on his part.
Okay. Yeah, man. So, yeah, it wasn't cool. And two, like, it just gives you that sense of, honestly, at the beginning, without giving any spoilers out from anything else. But I was like, man, I hope he's like, whatever's gonna happen. I hope like he shines. Like he comes out of this. Like I was rooting for him at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I was rooting from the start of the movie. I'm like, güey, que no se le pasen de verga, güey. Si no, va a llegar la que pobla China, culos.
Yep.
Like, yo estaba del lado de él, güey.
Yeah.
So then we go to the next scene, y es cuando está con su mom, right? Que la vemos toda ya a punto de besar a Dios.
Yeah.
Y from there, we meet Matt. They're riding the car. Like, from that right to the car, Matt is just Matt. Like, like, no te importa tanto. At least from the beginning of the movie, like, no me daba igual, güey. Like, it was just like, este güey no le importa. Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Este güey nomás está viviendo por vivir, like.
Yeah.
Nomás porque no se sabe matar, pero ya se hubiera matado, se me hace este güey.
Yeah, especially like with his philosophical
Yeah.
innuendos that he says. It's like,
Yeah,
yo, like what in the world? Like what are you doing? But I mean, I get it. Everybody's got their outlooks in life and their different perspectives. So, I get it.
So going from that, man, well, how long did it take you to realize that Matt was Andrew's cousin?
I think until they actually said it. Until they actually said it. But I mean, I sort of felt that they were related, just simply because of the way Andrew carried himself and the way Matt was dismissive of Andrew's feelings, but at the same time, like there, there for him. So that, I mean, I knew they were related. I just didn't. It wasn't concrete for me until they actually said it, that they were cousins.
Yeah, like, la first time que la vi, güey, I was like, este güey, like, se lo va a coger o es familiar.
Ah, espérate, güey.
No, like, not literally, right? Pero, like, it got to the point that, like, este güey, like, pasa por él, güey, like, es, like, este güey es el que lo cuida, o es familiar.
Yeah.
Like, it was just one or the other. Like, no podían ser hermanos, güey, porque sabíamos que eran dad y mom. Like, no es como que era stepdad.
Yeah.
So, like, so ya sabías desde un principio, like, este güey es algo o alguien importante para este güey. From the beginning, porque no vas a pasar por alguien que no es importante, güey.
Yeah, this is true.
like especially to go to high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, o es tu camote, like camote,
Mm-hmm.
camote, o si es tu amigo, güey.
Yeah.
Like, o si es tu familiar, I mean.
Yeah.
So from there, le pregunta que por qué está grabando, güey. He's like, oh, it's just a new thing that I'm doing. Like, I'm gonna start recording everything, whatever, whatnot. Then we get to school. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
To you, was this portrayed as a correct high school way?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as soon as they're pulling up into the high school parking lot, you see the bullies bullying the kid, and even Matt goes like, "Oh, here we go again!" Like, going back into it, and of course you can see the jocks, the cheerleaders. You can see, the your average high school set. And of course, once they start walking in, and when they start bullying Andrew, and they take away his um his camera,
Mhm.
like, yeah, you I would say that would be your typical high school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, for you guys, was it a typical high school atmosphere there? Like, were things like that done in your high school? Let us know. Para mí, güey, sí se me hizo un poquito más muy exagerado. Like, for the tone of the movie, of
Mm-hmm.
what we were getting,
Yeah.
se me hizo un poquito muy exagerado, güey. Like, because we, let me see, how could I put it to you? Like, lo del class president, güey, te la paso. Another thing is, we don't know if this is the first day of school, the like middle of the school, or anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just uh, like to me, it was just like no lo necesitaba, güey.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
like it was like they didn't need to do like go extra on the high school atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is in high school. Like, I get it. Like, son niños de high school.
Yeah.
Pero me hubiera gustado más como los one-on-ones que, like, because they've had, like, they later on,
Mm-hmm.
right? Going, me hubiera gustado más al principio, güey, tener los one-on-ones y luego ya ver lo de la high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Like, porque entiendo, güey, pues está grabando todos, le quitan la cámara, like, you get to see that. Like, he gets to see that later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like, he gets to think about whatever they did to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's fine. Pero ya, para mí sí se me hizo como, eh, creo que esa es una de mis quejas mayores, güey. Como la high school se me hizo muy, like, or it's either very good or very bad, güey. No había un punto medio.
Yeah.
Like, y no, no mames, no es así.
Yeah,
High
no,
school no es así.
yeah. Well, at
Like,
least not in our case. I
well,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Pero,
most of
like,
our classes got along.
yeah, pero no había no había algo tan drástico, güey, like, para ambos lados. ¿Sí me entiendes? Como si había huerquillos que se pasaban de verga con otros,
Yeah.
pero no es como que si, like, lo veías todos los días, güey, o a cada ratito, o siempre, güey. Pasabas por algo, por un mal momento, güey, y te cargaba la chingada, ¿verdad? O sea, es lo que sea.
But I mean, it's proven now. Now you see those bullied kids, and now they're doing all that messed up shootings and all of this. So I mean, you definitely know it's going on. It just might not be as open as it was. Pero pues, it's a different generation.
You see, like, dice Snoopy, like, que sus kids la vieron con ella. Y ella dice que that it was a high school experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then her kids are like, that's not a high school experience because they don't relate.
Mm-hmm.
Grim said missed opportunity. It's an inside joke because we saw the movies together. Oh, the movies together. And he kept on saying missed opportunity. Like, cuando algo salía que no le gustaba.
Que no le gustaba.
Yeah. So, para mí sí se me hizo eso, güey. Se me hizo como que estaba muy extremo, güey. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but what I did like was how uncomfortable it made people back then to get recorded.
Well, I mean, it's because I mean, I don't mean to be rude or anything, right? But we were different. We were very different. We would grow up y nos metíamos apes del uno al otro.
No, pero like, a lo que yo me
Now
refiero, güey, es a la gente antes
Mhm.
tampoco le gustaba que la grabaran, güey. Well, how this movie portrays it.
Mhm.
Like, how much it bothered people to get recorded for no reason.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like-
even to this day, like I don't. I'm not a big fan. Like if I'm going out and let's say we're at a house party or something, and we're drinking, we're having a good time. Like I don't want people coming out here and recording me. It's something that I'm wanting to do just with a certain group of people that I'm with, and I feel comfortable with. Um, Now here it's a little bit different because I'm coming in knowing that I'm gonna be recorded. So
Pero te iba a decir, güey, como que
no, no,
no
but,
mames.
no, that's all I'm saying. Like here, I'm coming with that mentality that I know there's gonna be viewers, there's gonna be people that are watching, and so I come in with a different mentality. But like if I'd be out at a party, I'm not. I'm gonna let loose. I'm gonna let loose and be wild, be myself.
Well, Twisted kind of agrees with you. She's like, I wouldn't want to be on cam without being aware of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you never know what you're gonna do. I mean, and it's not like the cheating part, like, oh, I'm gonna be cheating on my spouse or something like that. It's not that. It's just
Nadie estaba hablando de eso, güey.
no, no. Pero
Nadie.
I know that's where most people's mind goes. But no, like to me, it's I want to be at peace. With the peace of mind. Hey, you know what? I want to kick off my shoes and kick back.
I doubt that you're gonna be complaining if somebody sees you without your shoes, Lorenzo. I doubt it.
Okay, so what if I'm doing extracurricular activities
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I
you
do
see?
that I
Yeah,
do
that you
not
don't want others to see. You know,
exactly.
that's fine. Yeah, I get you. Pero no mames, no me digas que por tus
Nah,
zapatos
bueno,
tampoco.
pero pues, you know what I mean.
Ya no, pero I get you. Pero para mí, güey, like, lo que yo estaba viendo en esa movie es and they're like, this ain't the show cheaters now, cálmate. No, pero sí, güey, como antes y ahora, güey, se refleja eso en la película.
Yeah.
Like, a gente le caga que la graben si, o no, like, ¿sí me entiendes? Aunque sea para ti, güey. Like, a gente, aunque tengamos ahora, it's easier to record, porque ese güey tiene una pinche badass camera,
Yeah.
güey. Pero ese güey, ahora ya con los phones, güey, y como quiera, como a mí no me caga, güey. Pero si te digo no es no, güey. ¿Sí me entiendes? Como si salemos, güey, y oh, let's take a picture. Nah. No me estés chingando, like,
Yeah.
oh, we should take a picture. No quiero a la verga, like. No, no, güey. Like, yo nomás quiero tomar, güey, pasármela bien, like, ya
Sí,
se acabó el pedo.
exactamente. Yeah, you're going out, you're gonna have a good time, and hey, you know what? I'm part of that old school where it's like I live in the moment. I don't need to be recording and taking pictures and all of this. I got a good memory for that, and if they're desired memories that I want to keep, I keep them in my head. I mean, of course, along the lines, like I'll go back and I'll be like, ah, damn, like I wish I had a picture of that night. But then again, it's like I wouldn't want to put anybody else in that position. Like, wait,
También digo, güey.
no, fíjate. Ya me di cuenta, yo pensé que te habías mordido la lengua o algo. But yeah, that's one big thing that I don't like.
So after we get his day at school, we see him being driven back to his home by Matt, his cousin.
Yeah.
And he invites him to a party. Que de ahí es donde empezamos a ver that our initial thoughts of each other for one of them wasn't the right one. Porque a Matt sí le gusta ir, güey, sabiendo que no le importa nada. Or we get a perception that he doesn't care. And then a Andrew, pues no le gusta, o nunca sale, güey, porque pues está impuesto a estar solo, like abandonado. Then after that, so he gets invited to a party, he refuses to go to a party, right?
Correct.
After that, we see him later at night, and his dad fucking comes in his room, le da un pinche zape, güey, mamalón en la chompa, lo avienta para el piso, and that makes him switch. Like, I think that's what made him go to the party. I think getting away from that environment made him go to the party.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like I agree with you there. But see, like going back to the whole Matt thing, I'd get mixed feelings with Matt because of the way he is. Like I started off as really liking Matt.
But
As
remember,
the
right now we're already
Yeah, I
talking
know,
about
I
the
know,
beginning.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. I don't want to jump ahead, But like that was one of the characters that, it made me switch my thoughts on that actual character. But yes, like you were saying, yes, the part of his dad smacking him around, and him wanting to get away from that hostile environment that he has at home, which sucks. I know this happens to a lot of people. I know growing up, I myself had a had a very dysfunctional family, and gladly, we got through it, we got over it. But I know it's not something nice to wanna. It's not something you want to go back to. It's not something you get out of school and you want to go straight
Yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now going into the party,
Mhm.
was this your typical high school party for you?
So
Because we're not, remember, this is a high school movie.
yeah. Hmm.
Like they could be seniors. Oh, actually, Andrew's a freshman
Hmm.
because I believe they tell him like he's a freshman in high school.
He's a freshman.
Yeah, I think he said. I think they told him that he was a freshman in high school. I think somewhere in
Right.
the movie they said that he's a freshman in high school.
I didn't pay attention to that part. I'm not gonna lie. That completely went over my head. But as far as parties go, no, not typically, because that was a rave. Don't get me wrong, I did go to raves when I was in high school, but that wouldn't be considered like a high school party. Um, Raves were raves. You had those, and those usually were in clandestine spots. They were either in a ranch out in the middle of nowhere with a whole bunch of random people that are like minded. Something like a music festival, but that was completely different. As high school parties, well, where I
Yeah.
would go and enjoy my high school parties. I'm pretty sure a couple of our viewers enjoyed those parties with us. So, mm.
Yeah. No, pero no, y a lo que me refiero, güey, es de que yo también fui a raves,
Hmm.
pero no era como los pintaban, güey.
Yeah.
Bueno, no era como esta película los pintó, güey.
Hmm.
Like, sí había, like, people that you know what they were there for.
Hmm.
También había la gente que, like, nomás le gustaba hacer extracurricular activities.
That's just.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like,
Mhm.
irse en su viaje, güey.
Yeah. Hmm.
Pero no mirabas a gente como, ay, yo vine a esto para disfrutar, güey. ¿Sí me entiendes? Like,
Yeah.
no ibas con el pinche modo de que, ¿qué es esto? Nah, no mames, sabes a lo que vienes.
Hmm.
No te hagas, güey.
Yeah.
Vamos a hacerlos para enfrente, güey, porque se van a caer a la chori. ¿Sí me entiendes? No era como aquí, güey, que, no mames, estás grabando. Bueno, sí te la paso, güey. Si hubiera grabado a alguien en el rave, que le hubiera pasado lo que el güey así como, hey, you're recording my
Sí,
girlfriend.
sí. Mhm.
Eso sí te la paso. Pero toparte con alguien más, güey, que está, oh, I'm recording for my blog
Blog. Well, yeah,
or
it's
vlog.
so remember, uh, we graduated '08. Blogs weren't even a thing then. The podcasts, all these things weren't a thing back then. It wasn't something that you had available. And if I'm not mistaken, this was 2012. So
Yeah.
like they were just starting blogging and doing all these shows, um, and I mean it was just different. We're a different era, it's that's why I can't see it in the same eyes as if it was our high school, because now I have to see it like if I'm looking it through my nephew's eyes, or my niece's eyes, where they actually had to experience those things where they have little friends, and hey, something like that. You're a gamer and you're here on Twitch. Your podcast. You got your little cast, and you're streaming live and doing all these things. Which by all means, like, props to them. But you do want to be able to you want to be able to see it from that perspective rather than just our perspective.
Ah, ok. No, te la compro, güey, pero...
Ismael, cálmate, por favor.
eh,
Snoopy, también.
te la compro, güey, pero llega el punto donde... No, ok, eso te la cambio, güey.
A ver.
Se hacía mucho antes en Facebook, cuando empezamos nosotros. Facebook actually tenía como para escribir un blog, güey.
Did it really?
Yeah. Like, you could write your blog there. Like, por eso, y te lo digo porque yo lo hacía. No iba nadie, güey, a un rave con una pinche notepad.
Yeah.
De aquí voy a sacar mi
My
blog.
blog, yeah. Mhm.
Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Like, nadie en su perra vida, güey. Nadie. So, lo podemos, a lo mejor no grabar, güey. Like, video record. Pero sí, güey, no mirabas a alguien con su pinche notepad. Vengo a hacer aquí la tarea para mi speech homework. No mames.
Yeah.
No mames.
Yeah.
No mames. Y tampoco no te vas a topar un pendejo filosófico que quiera ligar contigo,
Sí,
güey.
es cierto, güey. ¿Cómo iba a ligar este güey con esas mamadas? How? Like, like that kids, if you guys are still single, do not be trying to pick up girls like that. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Pero sí, like, te encargo. Yo remo. Mm.
Pero pues yo también. Ya que ando a gatos, ¿verdad?
Ya. Pero sí, güey. No se me hace como que no vas a hacer eso en, ¿cómo se llama? Like, en un rave, güey. Y tampoco vas a eso, güey. Gracias, güey. Tampoco vas a eso. Ahora, from here, this is the first time that we actually run into Steve.
Yeah. Mhm.
So now we know that Matt actually knows somebody popular and is friends with somebody popular.
Oh well, you can see that off the bat. Well, not
No.
not at this point of the movie
Yeah.
yet, but yes. Yes, I do agree. You do start seeing Matt start hanging around with the cooler kids.
Yeah, like you actually see Matt like know this guy y que Steve es Michael B. Jordan. So es el que está corriendo para president. And the only time that we saw him before this es el puto flyer de la pinche huerquita diciendo vote for Steve for class
Well, it
president.
wasn't just a flyer. I mean, they had posters.
Oh,
all
posters
over
of the
freaking
walls and shit. Yeah.
Ay, qué rico esa madre, güey, pero... ay, Diosito. A la próxima me voy a traer Toms.
Es lo que dijiste la semana pasada, puñetas.
Bueno, sí, pero no yo pensaba que no iba a ir a trabajar ahorita. Si no, esto ya estuviera recorded. I was not expecting to go to work.
So yeah, we meet Steve, and then we see at this time when we meet him, Andrew está afuera, güey. En el zacate está llorando. ¿Por qué estaba llorando, güey?
Porque le habían cagado el palo.
Sí, le cagó el palo el pinche bully porque estaba grabando a su vieja.
Y
right?
le aventaron... Le habían aventado
el
drink, ¿no?
el drink, yeah. So, güey se salió, empezó a llorar.
Qué culero, güey, qué culero que sean así de mamones, güey. ¿Por qué, güey? ¿Por qué pinche gusto, güey, de querer hasta embarcar la vida a alguien más, güey?
No sé, güey.
No entiendo, es lo que no entiendo yo.
Pero bueno.
Bueno, sí, anda llorando el pobre morro.
So, está llorando el morro, güey, el freshman. Porque un upperclassman le estuvo cagando el palo. Which he didn't look like a fucking upperclassman. He looked like if he was already retired. Sí, está bien viejo, güey. Se mamaron también ahí. So, de ahí, we get Steve. He like, hey man, let me borrow your camera or come with us. You're the one with the camera. Let's record this, whatever, whatnot. Big spoiler here. We're gonna run into what actually happens in the movie. So, de aquí, hasta ahorita, güey, no sabemos de qué se trata la puta película.
Güey,
¿Ok? De aquí, estos güeyes ven que hay una pinche cueva.
para que no digas, Ismael.
Hay una pinche cueva.
Puta madre, no, hombre, sí están bien ricos.
Ya sé, güey. Le pides, no le pidas, güey. Estaba leyéndolo este pendejo. Haz de cuenta como que cae un meteorito, güey. Like a meteorite. And it just goes all the way to the ground, güey. It's like a cave, it's like a hole. and they're able to walk through there. All right. We see them go underneath or go underground. And all of a sudden we start hearing a screeching sound. Estos güeyes están enfrente de algo, porque no sabemos tampoco qué es, porque no nos dicen qué es. Y empiezan a sangrar, güey. All of a sudden the camera starts acting up. Ves a un güey volar, like, como que lo empuja. Algo, alguien. And boom. That's it.
And it cuts off.
Yeah, that's it.
To the next thing.
That's it. Like, no hay nada de que esto y que el otro. Next thing we know, because it makes sense though, because we don't get to see them again until they start recording again. So, cuando están en el agujero, Matt le dice a Andrew, don't worry about it, I'll get you a new camera. So, until he gets that new camera, he starts recording. So, that's when we start seeing them again.
And they've already discovered their powers by then.
Yeah,
Hold on, before we even get further into that, one question for you. Would you go into the freaking hole?
Sí, güey, soy bien culo, güey, pero me gusta el pedo, güey.
Sí, yo también.
Sí, güey.
Pero pues,
Sí, güey,
me
yo
estoy
sí soy bien
pariendo,
culo, güey. Pero andando en el pedo ya no me rajo, güey. Ya estamos, a los culos no les hacen corridos, primo.
sí, huevo.
Sí, aquí le vamos a dar todo lo que sea.
Mucha razón.
Yeah, I would, güey. Like, I
Yo
would.
también.
No tanto porque piense que algo bueno vaya a salir de ahí, güey. Pero no me voy a quedar con la curiosidad, güey. La curiosidad me va a matar, güey.
Sí, huevos a todos.
Like, si no lo... No es como que si voy a decir, no importa, güey. No me importa, no me importa lo que sea. Sí, güey, sí quiero saber. Me gusta tanto el pedo que quiero saber, güey, que está ahí.
Yeah, igual. Dice Twisted que she wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you twist it?
No, sí, pero igual a mí también me gusta el pinche pedo. Y el pedo es de que si te metes y lo dejas tú, no te puedes salir. Y por los tres pendejos que saben que están ahí, los tres son los que se metieron en el pinche agujero. Si ya no tienes salida, ¿cómo chingados ahí valiste madre? Al rato te van a escarbar los pinches archaeologists. Este güey tuvo que momento.
Pues sí, güey, pero no te moriste, güey, pensando que era, güey.
Yeah,
Like,
that's one of my biggest fears, to be on my deathbed and have that what if moment. Like, what if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? No.
Twisted, but the camera had a light because they turned it on.
Yeah, and remember the crystal down there was emitting light.
Yeah, pero en el hole no había light, güey.
True.
Like, it wasn't until you actually got there and it was only blue, güey. And then it went red, and then that's when we fucking don't know what happened.
True.
But yeah, yo también, güey. I couldn't live with myself with the what if, güey. Like, no pudiera. Dice Twisted, but if it came down to it, and I had no choice and needed to destroy it, then yeah.
Okay.
Pues, ¿ya qué? Like, también, güey, ya qué chinga.
Si no tengo ninguna otra opción,
Yeah.
pues, tengo que hacerlo.
Would you guys actually go down there? Like anybody else? Pero yo sí, güey. So then, we see them again at the point where they're trying to control their powers. They already know they have them, but they're trying to learn how to control their powers. So we see them toss the ball, a baseball. It thought funny. I thought it was a beanie, like a beanbag. Like, I thought it was that, but it was actually, well, the second one, the last one that we see is a baseball. Pero antes de eso no sé qué era, güey. But it did look smaller. It didn't look like a baseball.
No, it was a baseball.
All of them?
The one that Michael B. Jordan was throwing. It was a baseball.
No, we're talking about Chronicle. We read the fucking
Ismael.
Title of the podcast, bro. Pero sí, güey. That part to me was funny, güey.
Yeah.
Like, porque yo sí me veo a mí, güey, de high school
Haciéndolo.
haciéndolo. Sí, güey. Sí. Como yo sí me pongo así de pensar de que al chile, güey, déjame aventártela a ver si la puedes parar. Sí,
Ponte de portero.
que
yo no
tu madre. A ver, deténla, puto. Pero sí, güey, yo sí me veo. Yo sí me veo haciéndolo. Like, y esa parte sí se me hizo bien funny, güey.
Yeah.
Like, actually, I found it, like, sí son de high school. Like, it's little things like that, güey, that you could take for granted, but you're like, güey, pues son kids de high school, güey, like.
Well, you have to remember that when the director was writing it or the producer was writing it, they were they were actually in high school. Like this is where
Yeah,
they
Max
started.
Landis.
Yeah, that's where
Bro,
he started
Max Landis
picking
is
up
only
his,
like 3 years older than us, 4 years older than us, güey.
Espérate,
Yeah, he's from 85. Yo soy 89, tú eres 90.
90. Yeah,
Yeah, like he's like 4 or 5 years older than us.
yeah, andamos viejos.
Pues, so, el script, güey, eran él y sus 3 amigos, güey. Él y sus 2 amigos. Oh, ya la. Nah, sí, ahorita también, güey. Like,
Oh, qué onda, Smiley.
pero sí, güey. Like, lo de la. lo de la high school. Sí hay momentos que se siente como high school, güey.
Ujú.
Like, sí hay momentos that, like, it actually takes you to being in high school. Y hay momentos que dicen, no mames, no
Sí.
estamos en high school ya. Ya no estamos en high school.
Sí, así como ahorita me dan agruras. Ya sé
Sí.
que no regreso.
Yeah. So, de ahí, güey, ¿a dónde nos vamos? ¿Qué pasa después del party, güey? Ah, bueno, they start working on their powers,
Ujú.
right? They start working on their powers. ¿Dónde estoy, güey? Oh, so after they start practicing with the baseball, whatnot, Andrew es el único que la para, güey.
Ujú.
So, empieza a sangrar.
No, pero pues acuérdate que también Matt, le dice, no, pues como ya le había pegado a Michael B. Jordan en la cara, dice, no, te voy a pegar. La primera le avientas hacia los pies y al momento de que pega,
facts.
pum, le dan la madre. Y no, que la próxima no, you're not gonna get me the next time. Ah, ok, underhanded está bueno. La avienta así y la avienta como si fuera curveball.
Vocals, yeah.
Pinche madrazo.
Pero, bueno, sí. So that's, he started being able to control that. Pero Andrew es el único que la puede detener, güey, like coming towards him. Because they're like, sling it, or yeah, whatever. So se la tira beam it. And then, ¿qué te iba a decir? Sí, so la hace stop Andrew, güey. So la hace stop Andrew, empieza a sangrar, güey, and then that's when they start actually figuring, yeah, after that, they start figuring out, hey, this is like a muscle. Like, if you try it too hard, like, if you do it too fast, or if you try it too hard, like, it's just gonna rip. And that's why they start bleeding.
Yeah.
Like, they have to work on it. They have to make it stronger. They have to get it better. So from there, we actually get a one-on-one between Andrew and Steve in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Donde Steve le empieza a hablar, hey, what you that's when we find out that we're seeing him again because he actually has a new camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So le dice, hey, what you think of your new camera? Like, does it need extra batteries or card? And he's like, no, you record into there, like, whatever. Or does it need tape? Like, it records straight into there. Y le pregunta por su dad. Y ahí es donde agarramos la backstory de su dad. Que era un firefighter, o que es un firefighter. Y luego le dice, and he's like, well, he was. But he's not dead or anything. But he got injured, and now he collects a check from his insurance. He drinks a lot. Like, ya te está dando la story de su dad, güey. Y ahora te pones a pensar, y como dad, güey, pues ha de estar bien emputado, güey, porque como hombre no lo está haciendo, güey.
Sí, yeah.
Like, si le quieres pegar en el ego a un hombre, ya, ponte a pensar, güey.
Sí, no,
para la edad.
Sí, me
like,
imagino.
No, think about it. Dile a tu dad, güey. Bueno, pues ya no lo puedes decir, ¿verdad? No, but I don't mean it like that, güey. Pero imagínate tú decirle a tu dad, güey, que no puede mantener a su familia, güey, y es poco hombre, güey.
No, sí.
Like, el tipo de hombres que eran, like, el tipo de machistas que eran en ese entonces, güey, la generación esa, güey, pues lo están mandando al chorizo, güey. Siempre va a vivir amargado a la verga.
Yeah.
Si ahorita, güey, le dices a un güey, que no conoces, güey, que no sabe, que es poco hombre, güey, porque no mantiene a su familia, güey, y se arde, güey. Y eso que no lo tienes que conocer, güey.
Sí.
Nomás decirle a alguien que no sabe mantener a su familia, que no puede mantener a su familia, güey, lo mandas a la verga. Al menos que le valga ñonga, ¿verdad?
Sí,
Espero que sí.
Entonces ahí valió madres en otro lugar.
Ya. Pero, so, ya empiezas a entender que el papá, güey, pues está amargado, güey. Está.
Ya no están refiriendo.
Está, ¿cómo se llama? La está pasando mal, güey. Pues se chingó las rodillas, güey, en su jale. Y ya no puede jalar, güey. O a lo mejor sí puede jalar, güey. Pero a lo mejor también se la está viendo más fácil.
Ya.
Así.
Mm.
Ahora también tiene. Ponle. We don't know, güey. Y aquí te puedes poner a suponer. ¿Qué pasa si la mujer, que es su esposa, güey, es el amor de su vida, güey?
Ya. Ujú.
Y verla que se está muriendo, güey. Y que él no puede hacer nada, güey. Porque
No, de que
you can hear the.
los puros gritos, güey, los gritos, como comienza a gritar la señora. You know, she's crying out in pain, you know, can't breathe, y que, no mames, ya con eso, ay, Diosito santo, te rompe el corazón.
Porque we hear him on the phone, güey. En una scene donde Andrew está jugando con la cámara arriba.
Ujú.
We hear him. He's actually calling. He's like, hey, doctor,
Yeah,
we need more
yeah,
this, we need more that. Like, I don't have this money for this. Like, what can I do? Like, you know what not? And so también estás viendo que no todo lo que se ve es verdad, güey. Y tenemos también que ponernos, a lo mejor no justificar, güey, pero sí entender.
Sí, exactamente. Exactamente, no lo puedo haber dicho mejor, porque así es precisamente como yo veo a la gente. Porque siempre me tengo que poner en su lugar, no justifico nada, pero tengo que entender de dónde viene esa emoción, de dónde vienen esos actos. Where are you getting these emotions from? Where are your actions coming from? Like, because you know it's easy to judge somebody, but you know you see a homeless dude on the corner. You don't know what this homeless dude was before. You know, you don't know if, hey, you know what, he made a wrong decision. He made a wrong career choice, and from one day to another, you know, you get let go, you get furloughed, and then you know you're shit out of luck. Let's say he doesn't have family members, or he doesn't have any support systems in place, and from one day to another, you know, you might be, excuse me, a CEO of a company, and the next, you know, you don't play your cards right, you don't get your safety net, you don't have your money straight, you know. And I mean, I know a lot. I went through it when just recently with the pandemic. You know, I had everything. I had everything. I had everything freaking set, and then all of a sudden, boom, life fucking smacking me right in the face. Hey, wake up! And it was. I mean, luckily I had my savings and I had everything in place, and I was able to stay above water. Pero it hit my ego.
Pues sí,
It
güey,
hit
pero tú
my
no
ego
tenías a tu
real
esposa
hard.
muriéndote, güey.
¿Eh?
Y tú no tenías
Oh,
a tu
yeah, I
esposa.
know. And
Like,
that's what.
you didn't have expenses of somebody dying at your home.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, right?
Yeah.
Pero es lo que te digo, güey. No dice que tenía cancer, güey, pero we find out that she was very ill by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, y como te digo, güey, no justifico lo que hizo, güey, pero entiendo, like, de los sentimientos que tiene el papá, güey.
Mm-hmm.
No todos, y no justifico nada,
Mm-hmm.
pero sí entiendo, güey, el sentirse que no sabe, que no puede hacer nada, güey.
Mm-hmm.
Y si ese era el amor de la vida de él, güey, like, si él todo lo miraba con ella, güey, si él hacía todo con ella, güey, like, tenemos que entender, güey.
Yeah.
No porque tienes hijos, güey, vas a amar más a tus hijos que a tu pareja, güey.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, porque tus hijos se van a ir. Like, your kids are leaving. Like, ellos se van a casar, güey, van a hacer su vida. Agradeces si te vienen a visitar de viejito, güey, pero no tienen por qué, güey.
Mm.
La única persona que va a estar ahí va a ser la persona
ser
con
tu
la cual
pareja.
decidas hacer tu vida, güey.
Yeah.
Right? So, a lo mejor para él, güey, sí era importante ella, güey. Y perder todo, güey, y perderla a ella, güey, qué más quiero en la vida, güey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Se las desquitó gacho. Sí, se pasó de mamón,
Sí,
güey.
se pasó de verga, güey, no mames. Como te digo, o sea, no se justifica eso. Pero, pues ya ¿qué le haces?
Dice Snoopy. My kids and I once met a homeless that had been an attorney, but went on vacay with his daughters and wife, had an accident, and everyone died except him, and he gave up on life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I missed the part after they got affected by the commotion, like before they were trying to the powers out with the baseball. What made them do that? Well, they went into the cave, and we don't know what happened because the camera stayed down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the only thing that we see is the power, the thing in the underground actually go turn blue, start hitting like high pitched notes.
Yeah, because remember, Michael B. Jordan goes up to it, goes up to this big old crystal
Yeah.
structure, and it's blue, and he starts placing his hand on it, and then he gets real close up to it, and he's just looking at it, and that's when he starts.
Well,
It starts
yeah,
turning
and you
red,
see
and he
like the
starts
little
bleeding.
veins from the crystal, because the
Yeah,
little crystal,
yeah,
and then they start moving.
yeah. It starts moving,
Yeah.
so it's like an alien, out of this world organism or something like that.
Yeah, which we
That's
also
all.
don't get an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Um, but we do see that, or we do know that we don't know anything about it, and they don't know how they escaped because Andrew says it. I don't even know how we got out of there alive, or I don't know how we even got out of there, or something like that.
Mhm.
And then whenever they go back and visit again after they get the camera, that the cops are there, that the hole is covered.
already covered.
They're like, Steve or Michael B. Jordan. He's like, I can still feel it down there.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like now they got like something of this crystalline structure. Like now it's giving them vibes, and they've just got a connection with it now.
Grims, save the question porque al último te la voy a contestar, güey. Like, guarda la pregunta, güey. Or pin it. I don't know how to fucking pin it. So let me just pause a bit, man. Let's put a bit of a stop to the episode so I can actually talk to you about our sponsor, Los Rosales HT. These dulces enchilados are addicting, and once you try one, there is no turning back. Made with love and delicacy, from the first batch to the last, we guarantee you'll be asking for more. Their secret mix that characterizes their flavor is unlike any other out there. Give Los Rosales HT a chance to provide snacks to your party and or to your get together with friends. Follow Los Rosales HT in all their social media. Also, guys, I have their phone number right here. Their phone number is 956-360-9805. Grims, tú me estabas preguntando por los gushers, güey. Son estas bolitas, ¿no? I don't know if you can see them. But yeah, güey, they're fucking good, güey.
También ricos, real good. They got the rings on the other side. Real delicious, guy.
Closer, please, te dijeron, güey. Nah, ya las vieron. But sí, están bien ricas, güey. A la verga. Bueno, déjame quitármelo. I already heard myself.
¿Te despeinaste, güey?
No se quebró, qué bueno. Anyways.
Ay, qué rico.
Nah, see, they're really good, way. So
Yeah.
actually, this Sunday, guys, it was supposed to be today, but due to scheduling conflicts, not yours, way, not yours. Due to scheduling conflicts, we didn't do it, but it was actually gonna be prior to the show or after the show. Pero no pudieron venir. But I already have all the flavors or all the different types of candies, and we're actually one person's actually gonna react to it. They're gonna try it out, and they're gonna whatever to them is the best flavor. Well, I'm gonna try to have somebody else so we can have two different opinions and go from there, guys. But I do want to thank Los Rosales HT for their sponsorship from their candies, that they're fucking good. I can attest to that. But yeah, guys, go follow them on other social medias. Los Rosales HT on Facebook. It's actually spaced out. Los Rosales HT, and to their phone number 956-360-9805, guys.
They are really delicious, guys. A mí que me dan agruras, that I have heartburn, I couldn't resist. I couldn't resist it. I had to take at least a few. Very well recommended, guys.
So one thing that we are gonna see, or one thing that we do start seeing, is how much Andrew evolves faster with his powers than the other guys.
Yeah.
Like, and to the point that the concept of controlling the powers, to using his powers, like to him wanting to expand more on his powers, like he's a little bit more out there with it. Like todos los demás están un poquito más controlling, to the point uh, that there's a scene where they start like showcasing their powers.
Yeah.
They start showing each other like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. They start. Andrew builds the fucking Legos, up. Yeah.
And you know what? I really think it has a lot to do with just their personalities. You know, you can see right off the top, Matt trying to seduce the vlogger. You know, his mind is elsewhere. Michael B. Jordan, you know, he's got his elections coming up. He's got his girlfriend to worry about. Where Andrew he's just alone in his world at home, and he's trying to use any distraction possible for him to get away from his actual life and what's going on around him. To where now he's está un poquito más enfocado. He's more focused into, hey, you know what can I do with these powers? You know, what else can I do with it? And I just think it has a lot to do with the character of the person. You know.
So we actually get to see a scene where Andrew becomes annoyed because there's a car tailgating them. And so we actually, before that, que a mí se me hizo bien pinche doble moral, güey. Están en la pinche store y están jugando con los kids y no sé qué. Matt usa su power wrong, way, like too strong, y like manda al kid a chingar su madre con el chicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's when I start getting those mixed feelings with Matt. Because at first it was like, oh, okay, well, a lo mejor es nada más el mamoncito. You know, maybe just verbally mamoncito. He might just be a little bit condescending, a little demeaning sometimes. But it was those actions when they start testing those little skills out that really showed me, at least me, who Matt really was. Because it was not just that scene. It wasn't just that part where he's taking away the gum out of his mouth and then all of a sudden just smacks him into the convenience store stand or whatever.
Yeah.
It was the other part too when they're at the cafe. When they're at the cafe and the lady pulls up the cart, right? Pulls up the cart to clean up the dishes, and he moves it out of the way just on purpose, just to see her drop it. You know.
Yeah.
It was that part, and then especially, I mean, right before. Ya habían asustado a la pobre señora, Andrew with his ketchup. Y que está la virgen. La virgen.
Pobre señora, así. Qué puto día para venir a trabajar, güey.
Te acaban de sacar el pinche diablo así. Y luego todavía te ponen esa madre para que tires los platos. No, está canijo.
Yo, one thing that we do find out in that cafe scene also is that if they actually think about it, like they can actually take care of, like do it. Porque le dice, all you have to think about it is like a coat on top of your hand and it'll protect you.
Oh, yeah.
And y así mandan a la chingada el tenedor.
Yeah.
Like, so that's another interesting story, another interesting power that they have, like that they can think about something and they can probably project it, like on their body. So that's another fun little addition to what powers they have.
Yeah.
So actually from there, after the showcase, we do see the car going into the lake. Now, here's the interesting thing. We see Steve, who is running for class president, show like basically like he's somebody who like wants people to follow him. Like he cares for people. Like he's showing some good characteristics, like which would make him a good class president. If we're talking about high school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we see that from him. Uh, and then that's when we first see hints of Andrew not being able to control his power or letting his power overthrow what he wants to do, like letting his anger take control of him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's not so much he let his control go, but this is where you start seeing the effects of being abused at home. Now he's starting to reflect those emotions outwards, and that's when you start seeing he's got no remorse. You know, he's not he doesn't think about others. You know, he doesn't perceive the same way because he's living a completely different life than the average person, than what Matt would be doing or Steve would be doing. Because Steve, he's complaining like, oh, well, like my parents are going through a divorce and boo hoo me, like, and it's like, yo, like, okay, like that sucks, but it's part of life, like once they get older, they'll understand that, hey, the world's not made out of rainbows. But Andrew is, uh, he's getting smacked around, getting bullied, and it's not just at school; it's also at home where he's supposed to. Home's supposed to be your place's end. It's where you're supposed to be able to just relax, take a breath, and not be as stressed from life itself.
Well, here's the thing though. We get that scene. They start making rules of what to do, what not to do. They go out, eat at the park, and then we get a completely different Andrew. Like we get two different Andrews in a matter of like 5-10 minutes of story of movie. Because what happens next? They go fly. They're starting to play catch, like in the sky. Which Grim had a good question about this. Si sabes que puedes volar, güey, te fueras al cielo a tirar una puta pelota, güey.
No, but you got it. That's what made it really authentic, knowing that they were high school kids. I mean, you're up there flying, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. You're
No,
you're a high school kid. What are you gonna do? I mean, well, really, I mean, what are you gonna do in the sky? There's nothing but freaking clouds. I mean, cool. Granted, just like they were planning in the future. Hey, they want to travel the world, fly, and visit these different places. But that's what made it real authentic to me when, as far as them being in high school. Because I mean, what else? You're in high school. You're gonna grab a freaking ball. You're gonna fucking toss it around. You're gonna play catch. And I mean, well, what cooler thing to do it while you're fucking flying, but very reckless on their part, especially for the reason what
Well,
happened.
yeah,
Afterwards.
going to that, güey. Pues los pendejos están jugando en el cielo, güey. Pasa un pinche avión y los mata. Y ahí es donde vemos the complete opposite of Andrew.
Yeah, where
look-
now he's caring. Now he cares. For,
Yeah, he saved somebody.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he didn't
Yeah,
care.
rather not giving a fuck and be like, oh well, bye.
Yeah, like, oh shit. Pues yo tampoco no podía, güey, porque yo también me iba a morir a la verga.
Okay, well, question. Since he did save the camera as well, do you think he did it for the camera or just to save Michael? I mean, just to save, just to save Michael.
I don't think he did it for the camera, güey.
Yeah, you really think he went down there for Steve?
Yeah. Because
Oh yeah, because he rescues Steve first, and then he gets the camera,
yeah.
right? That's right. That's right.
like, and that's so if Andrew wouldn't care, like if he really wouldn't have cared about the first person of the carway,
Mhm.
like I don't think he would have just drifted him off the road.
Yeah.
Because y es donde yo me puse a pensar, güey, like, maybe este güey no, porque ahí te está dando puntos de que este güey va a ser el villano.
Mhm.
Y cuando lo salva, güey, like, you're like, nah, no va a ser no puede ser el villano, acaba de salvarlo, güey. Like, y no es como que si es una salvada, like, I saved him, like, he actually wanted to save him.
Yeah.
Because if he, like, si ya pudo haber matado a un güey, ahora ponte a pensar, güey. Este güey, no sabiendo lo que estaba haciendo, o a lo mejor sí sabiendo lo que estaba haciendo, pero no like to the extent that he was doing it. Hace swipe, güey. Hace swipe para la left, como que si no lo quiere. Like Tinder. Lo hace, lo hace, lo hace swipe para la left. Lo hace swipe para la left, güey. Y like, he starts panicking, güey. Like, why are you calling the cops?
Yeah.
Like, he's not thinking, fuck, I can fly away.
Yeah.
Like, he's thinking, like, dude, I didn't mean to. Like, you know, como cuando nada debe, nada teme, güey. Like, tú estás pensando, güey, es que yo no lo quería hacer, güey. Um, yeah, I think that too. But I really don't think that he was trying to. I don't think he wanted to make a big. I didn't think he wanted to kill or send that person to the hospital. Like I don't think that was the purpose of it. Like not
Yeah, it wasn't his intention,
yeah.
but I mean, you're riding on a road that's got a guardrail, and I'm pretty sure they know their surrounding areas. I'm pretty sure he knew there was a lake uh, nearby. You know, I don't think he was very dismissive of that.
Yeah, I think to me, up to this point, I still thought that Matt was gonna be the bad guy. Up to this point.
Really?
Yeah. Like la first time que la vi.
I see. Yeah, I see where you can get that. I see where you can definitely get that.
I think, porque ya Steve, güey, porque acuérdate, Steve primero se conocía a Matt, güey. Sí, Andrew sí lo conocía de freshman year. Oh, no, you know what? I think they were all seniors because they were in the same class. Andrew and Steve were in the same class. He's like,
And I think it was the first day of school, because remember when they're pulling up to the freaking parking lot and we see that scene where they're getting bullied. You know, when he's pulling into the parking lot with Andrew. That's where you see or you hear, oh, now it's this again. You know, and it's to me that's insinuating their.
so lo que yo pensaba que estaba pasando, güey. Especially cuando lo salvó
How are you?
Andrew, nada, estoy bien. Andrew, Steve.
Should have brought more.
Go, güey,
Yeah,
yo remo. Ve,
No,
yo
no, it's
remo.
okay.
Ve, yo remo.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah. So, lo que estaba, so para mí lo que estaba pasando era de que, cuando Steve y Andrew se empezaron a llevar bien, like they were getting along better. Yeah, so to me, where the first time that I saw it, remember, this was 10 years ago. To me, the first thing that I noticed was they're leaving Matt aside. So Matt's actually going to turn around and like get them. And because Steve met Matt first, or Steve and Matt would get along better than Andrew and Steve. And then by the time this happens, Steve actually saved. I mean, Andrew saved Steve, and Andrew did not save Matt. Like by the airplane.
Perdón.
Sí, sí, sí. So, cuando lo del airplane, güey, porque acuérdate, yo dije, para mí el malo iba a ser Matt.
Yeah.
Porque para este punto, güey, ya la movie es Steve y Andrew. Like, cada vez están haciendo más a un lado a Matt. Like, ¿quién salvó a Steve? Andrew. Y luego llega Matt
Afterwards, yeah.
afterwards, y que le dice
crash
Steve,
landing.
oh, you survived too.
Yeah.
Like, so ya la story, güey, ya no es Steve, Matt, and Andrew. Ya es Andrew and Steve. Y Matt, pues tal vez el patito feo, güey.
But I don't think it's them making or putting Matt aside. I think it's Matt himself, because even when they get to that scene where Matt's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go home," it's my mom's birthday today, and he takes off flying. Instead of going to his mom, it goes into the scene where he's outside.
Casey's
Casey's
home.
home, trying to give her the donation, and it's like that's what I'm saying. Like each character has their own little thing going on, and that's where I see where Andrew excels in his powers and learning his abilities a little bit quicker than he's got more time invested in his abilities, learning his abilities.
Dice Grimm's que he thinks it's mid-school year because they're going through elections.
True.
And there's parties. You don't throw a lot of parties at the beginning of school year.
Yeah, that's what I can compare it to. I can't compare it to our high schools, um, our high school experience. But I do realize we were a little bit different.
Mm. Pero sí, güey, porque elections. Aquí lo que está raro, güey, es senior y está corriendo para las elections, güey. Your elections are actually the year before.
Eso sí no me acuerdo.
Sí,
I
so,
wasn't very big on that
bueno,
side.
yo sí, puto, yo sí era, era parliamentarian.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't. That was
cuando entrabas,
completely different
cuando,
case.
so, lo único que, so, para ser senior president, te lo hacían el junior year, güey. Porque estabas en esa, like, estabas en el, no sé cómo se llama esa chingadera. Didn't he talk about college in one scene in the car? I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't recall. I know he started when he was starting to talk to Casey. I do remember. I do recall him saying like, "Oh, like if I applied myself, the things that I could do." Um, I do see that part of Matt. But as far as college goes, I don't recall. I don't recall that specific line.
Um, pero está weird, güey. Pero anyways, pues vamos a decir que si era senior year, güey. Mínimo, ya estás como para winter break o empezando winter break.
Yeah.
O estás en November o estás en January 15, 20th. Nah, but that would be too late for senior president.
Because I would I don't know I'd imagine you'd see the difference in the foliage. I mean, maybe it doesn't snow there like it doesn't snow here, but you can definitely
Pero en
see
Seattle sí
the
está
change.
frío, güey.
Yeah, you can no, but you can definitely see the change in the foliage. Like I said, like the trees, you can see it, leaves turning brown. You can see all of that.
Well, think about it.
Another missed opportunity.
Think about it. No pasa mucho tiempo de nada, güey. El día del party, when they get their powers, everything's in one day.
Yeah.
So they go to school, like, amanece o no amanece, vea. Este güey tiene la cámara, prende la cámara, su papá lo quiere golpear. Le pregunta que por qué está la door atrancada. Se va a la escuela, lo hacen bully, sale de la escuela, lo invitan al party, llega a su casa, su papá le mete una
Me voy a
putiza.
quitar las botas, güey.
Sí, güey.
Ya me dolieron un chingo los pinches pies. Hijo de tu pinche madre.
So, su papá lo golpea, este güey decide ir al party, sale del party, o no se sale del party, llora fuera del party, va a la cave con estos güeyes, se perdió el tiempo.
Yeah.
And we don't get a chance to know how far apart it is from where we see them recorded again.
What about the time that they were at the store?
What about it?
What about it, Grims?
So eso pasó, todo eso fue un día, güey. So no es mucho tiempo de un día para otro. Like from the beginning of the movie to the second camera, No ha pasado, no creo que haya pasado más de 2 semanas, 3 semanas, güey.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think it would have been like one day out of the next. Um, you know, because like how Andrew's dad says, uh, how are you hoarding a $500 camera? And for a high school student to make 500, I mean, unless they're spoiled rich, I don't think anybody's got an allowance that's like that.
Well, they don't have money.
Well, no, apparently they do. Remember, Matt gives
Oh, yeah.
the
Oh, no,
donation.
man. Yeah. Sorry.
Matt gives a donation, and excuse me, if I'm not mistaken, I think the house party that they end up throwing later on is what's his name's Steve. I want to say his name was Michael B. Jordan's. Michael B. Jordan's.
Oh, house?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And
Well,
that
no,
wasn't
no lo
your
dicen.
average house.
No, pero no lo dicen, pero I think that was
Yeah,
his
like
house.
yeah, I would imagine that too.
Um, so from here, de lo que pasa después del airplane, güey.
Yeah.
¿De qué parte de la story, güey? Like cuando están, que el güey casi ahoga al niño con el chicle de la verga. That part. And because of all those little things that Matt was actually doing. Like, te da a pensar, güey, que va a ser el villano.
Yeah.
So, after this part, donde salva a Steve y que no sé qué, que no sé cuánto, the movie completely turns to another fucking movie.
Mm.
Like, we get one scene where you're like, oh, I think this movie is gonna be like, tiene que haber algo, güey, que hagan, like, que o los va a dejar para otra movie, o, like, va a haber otro güey que va a entrar, like, you know, like, porque estos güeyes tienen estos poderes, like, you know, like, maybe government or something, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pero, porque,
Or like the owner of the crystal or something.
Yeah, pero porque los tres, güey, they start getting along for the talent show. So pasa el airplane y luego, like, es donde le dice a este güey, like, you do have a talent. You're like, no way.
Yeah, when they go up into like,
Yeah.
they fly up into the city and they're in the
De que están comiendo,
skyscraper or
güey.
whatever.
Esa es otra cosa que yo también hiciera, güey.
Yeah, you gotta motivate your friends. You gotta motivate your. Oh well,
No,
yeah,
like-
you're talking about flying up.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing too. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm a little iffy. Like when I was in San Antonio, I did go to like the little Space Needle, or I don't even remember what the hell they call it. But it's like the same thing that they have in like Seattle, big ass
Yeah.
freaking
Del ring.
yeah, like it's a big old freaking
This
thing.
movie's actually in Seattle.
Well, yeah, see, and see, like yeah, like it wouldn't have been winter. Seattle gets cold. And
They do say it's freezing whenever they're flying.
well, yeah, but that's just the altitude
Because they
temperature
say it's
difference.
freezing up here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Aquí, súbete, güey. Te apuesto que no vas a decir que está
No, sí,
freezing.
güey, como chingados que no. You get altitude. Way once you start raising up in altitude.
Se pone más frío. ¿Qué putas madre estamos haciendo aquí entonces?
No sé, güey. Ahí cuando puedas volar tú, ahí me dices, no.
No, pero no mames, güey. ¿A poco no podemos hacer una casa en el aire?
Ay, chino. Y luego si vieron una pinche
Güey,
tormenta, güey.
mira, no me digas nada, güey. Que había un
Un
presidente, güey.
terremoto viene. Seas mamón, un tornado este güey quiere.
Güey, había un presidente, güey, en Argentina, güey, en los
Diosito, ya,
90.
llévatelo, no.
Que ese güey dijo
no.
que iba a ver un taxi,
No
güey.
creo.
Que lo iba a levantar de ahí de Argentina, güey.
Ajá.
Lo iba a disparar afuera del mundo, güey. Y los iba a llevar a donde ustedes quisieran, güey. Y van a llegar ahí en minutos, güey. So, no te quejes de mí, güey. Ese güey fue estudiado, güey, presidente de Argentina, güey. No me mires con la cara de pendejo a mí, por favor. Anyways. So, sí, güey. Lo del talent show.
Ajá.
A mí me gustó mucho esa scene, güey. Except the fucking wire.
Except the what?
The wire.
The wire? Really?
Yeah, I fucking hate it, güey. It was too fucking cheesy, güey. It wasn't even high, güey.
Yeah.
Vuelan los putos, güey.
Ya sé, güey, pero pues no les van a,
No,
no les
deja
van a
tú.
dar todo el
No,
show
no,
a...
no. Güey, ¿cuánto te vas a
Imagínate, güey.
tardar de poner el pinche wire, güey?
True, true,
Like, think
yeah.
about it.
Ujú.
Like, porque está jugando con los cards, güey, like, whatever. That's all good. That's all fun and games, güey. Vas a poner un puto wire, güey. ¿Cuánto te vas a tardar por el wire? Ahora, si el wire hubiera estado desde un principio, güey, te la doy, güey.
No,
Porque
pero pues,
mientras...
I mean, you can raise the tension cable quick. I mean, especially if you have
It's a high school.
güey, lo pones de un lado, ya está
It's a high
conectado.
school. It's a high school.
Todo lo que tienes que hacer, amarras el otro madre y
It's a
get the
high school.
tension cable y con
Lorenzo,
con
no es un
herramienta,
puto
güey.
circo, Lorenzo. No están... No, no, no. Think about it, güey. Because we were talking about it. It's a high school, güey. No tienen... ¿De dónde van a sacar el cable, güey?
Güey, pueden volar, güey, no mames.
No, por eso exactly, es lo que te digo, güey. Pueden volar, güey, porque pones el pinche cable al tamaño de la mesa, güey.
Pues es que
No, no,
tampoco-
that's what I'm telling you.
¿Dónde
Like,
iban a para que
por eso te digo,
pudieran
güey.
ver,
Like, that's the biggest out of that sequence. Like, me valió madre el CGI de las pinches juggling.
Ujú.
El pinche cable, güey. Like, I couldn't get past it, güey. Like,
You know what?
it took me out of
I
the
did
scene.
notice the CGI. It was very raw. But they did it with the. Didn't they have like a low budget?
No, ya, lo hicieron como con $5, güey. Like, yeah, no, like, no, like, not $5, no mames. Pero sí hicieron low budget, güey.
I think it was like a low budget movie.
Yeah, actually, let me look.
I want to say it was like maybe like a 5 million or something like that.
No,
I know they had a real low budget.
the budget was $12 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know it was something low like that. But yeah, I mean, shit. Imagine that, $12 million just to make one film. Y lo deja tú. Imagine it fails. What a freaking bummer.
Grims, I can't relate. My high school didn't have talent shows. We're a bunch of talentless kids from the barrio.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't think we ever had talent shows, did we?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
I know.
Memorial.
I didn't.
Memorial hosted talent shows and Options hosted talent shows.
Wow, I do not recall that. That shows how involved I was with high school. Go to school, kids. Go to school. If there's any kids watching this, go to
I
school.
hope not.
Yeah, I know. I hope not either,
I
right?
hope not.
We're drinking water, kids.
Please. Okay, so we get to the talent show wing. Andrew has big success.
Success.
He has.
Oh,
big
apparently he
success.
does get some of that too.
Lisa Twisted, we did at mine, but I wasn't talented. So
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You just don't know you are.
So fue el rollo, güey, es que iba a cagar palo, pero no quise. So we get to the talent show. Andrew, like, is the fucking talk of the show. They go to the party. Se encuentra con la girl de pink hair. De pink hair. Whatever. Se vomita en ella, güey. ¿Qué pasó?
Fun fact.
What?
Did you know that's actually Andrew's wife
In real life?
In real life.
Who's Andrew?
Uh,
Like that kid?
yeah.
Oh, no,
like
I did not know.
the actual character.
That's his wife?
Yeah, that's his actual wife.
Oh, nice. I did not know.
I didn't know that either. I was
Que la...
I was looking it up. You know, I do my homework. I'm not just gonna come here and
No, I did not know.
talk
güey.
out of my ass. But yeah, I had seen that and I was like, wow, that's actually a pretty cool fact. I didn't know that.
I don't know either.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'd let anybody else vomit on me.
I don't think he vomited on her. Ya se me chispoteó. Anyway, and then we see.
Y era nueva, güey, blanca. Yo.
Yes, y luego, so that's when we see Andrew actually explode. Like, you're making fun of me. Like, why are you making fun of me? You think this is funny? Like, hey, like, y Steve Ray say, hey, like, calm down. No tan bueno, güey.
A las 3 de la mañana que me despierte. O a las 4 de la mañana vas a ver. Te voy a andar mentando a la madre.
Yeah. He came prepared.
I did, of course.
Nah, es que last week sí le metió unas altas chinga, güey.
Sí, güey, no. Hubieran visto cuando se apagaron las pinches cámaras. Sacó el pinche cinto y me tenía que... Sacó la chancla y todo el pedo.
Um, so we see him actually talking back to Steve, like being angry about it. Then, then from there, the next thing that we see is him playing with the spider. La levanta y luego le quita todo.
Oh, that's another thing too. That's where you start, or at least for me, that's where I start seeing he's just emotionless. Like he's not, because of what he's been through. That's where I see him as like it's sad for me to see that. It's sad for me to see that because you can see Andrew, like he's, like you said, he's like that loner, you know, but you can tell he's a loving, caring individual. Like he's going up to his mom, you know, he's trying to take care of her, you know, and even at that, when his dad's beating him, he's not one to raise a hand, like to cover a block, because he's thinking, oh, well, you know what? Today's gonna be the day my dad doesn't hit me. Like it's like, wow, like and you know, you can see that he's a loving individual like that, but you know, de tantos pinches madrazos, you know, you're the world's bound to change you.
Dice Grims that he actually liked the scene of the spider y abuse kid that got tired of the shit. Dice Twisted Phoenix.
Oh yeah.
Pero sí, güey. Like, it is. Déjalo, güey. Pero, sí, güey. Like, and that was the point in time where I'm like, oh, okay. Like, this is the turning point. Like, de aquí, like, es lo que yo, like, lo que estábamos esperando ver. Like, about, like, a villain. Or maybe he's, pero yo todavía, güey, te lo voy a decir. Like, I'm like, está justificado lo que está haciendo, güey.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Not justified. It's
Nah.
not justified. It's you understand where he's coming from, but don't just like I can't, and I never will justify it, because that's like me saying
Hasta ahí sí, güey, porque ahí no ha hecho nada.
no, but he's still arming an animal. Like, granted, it's not
Tú
like
no matas arañas, güey. Tú no matas arañas.
Uf.
Entonces cállese el hocico. Cállese el hocico, entonces.
No, pero
Entonces,
no, pero like
güey, no matas mosquitos, güey.
no.
Sí, tu puta
Nada más
nalga,
cuando me
¿no?
andan chupando la sangre.
Exactly. Like, sí, like, no es como que si.
No, I know, but it's the so I mean I understand it. I understand it.
Like, porque hasta ahorita, güey, no ha hecho nada que tú digas, yo no lo he hecho. Like, no me puedes decir que él ha hecho algo, güey, que tú hayas dicho yo no lo he hecho antes.
Sure.
Like, no ha matado a nadie, no ha lastimado a nadie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, su carácter, güey, por lo que está pasando, lo ha hecho hacer algo, güey, y todos hemos hecho algo por lo que hemos pasado.
Yeah, but those are
No.
those are very dangerous lines to be very close to.
Yeah, but
I'm
he hasn't done
experience.
but he has not done anything that you haven't done before.
It's not a place you want to be in.
Yeah, but yeah, I get it. Pero hasta ahorita, güey, no he hecho nada que yo como persona, güey, no haya hecho. Now think about it.
Yeah.
Fuck, 2012. 22 years old. So at 22 years old, güey,
¿Qué tal bien?
like, no hay nada, güey, que no haya hecho. ¿Sí me entiendes?
Yeah.
Like, ese güey no ha hecho nada más malo, güey, que yo he hecho, güey. Like, ¿sí me entiendes? A esa edad de ese güey, podemos contar ciertas historias donde yo, sí me pasé de verga, güey.
Yeah.
Like, so, es donde te quedas pensando, güey. ¿Cómo le puedo? Like, lo entiendo, güey, lo justifico, güey. Porque por cosas menores, yo me he pasado más de lanza que él. No ha lastimado a nadie, güey. No le ha pegado a nadie, güey. En sí, solamente pensaba que se estaban burlando de él, güey, porque he's used to it.
Yeah.
Pero ahora no se va a dejar porque ya se puede defender.
Yeah.
Like, you get me? So, yo lo entiendo y lo justifico, güey. Porque no ha hecho nada. Y todavía nos vamos más lejos, güey.
Sí, no, ese.
No, no, no. Like, cuando llega a la house y su dad le dice que le encontró su cámara, güey.
Mhm.
Todavía, güey.
That fucking scene. That freaking scene. He's hearing his wife or, la mamá withering in pain and Andrew screaming like at the top of his lungs, Dad, where are you? Mom needs her pills and blah blah blah. Yes, they wait. He's up there. He's up there in Andrew's room snooping around. I'm guessing to find something to sell and pawn so he can actually go and get medication.
Chama. Push the car in the lake. Sí, güey, ya pasó, güey. We said que we didn't. Oh, me personally, I don't think he meant it that way. For the reason being that he was panicking. Like, I still think he didn't have full control of what his powers could actually do, or what strength he needed to use in order for it to be a slight hit. Like, granted, it was a como dijo Lorenzo, it was a rail, and that's it. Like, pero, like, I don't think he meant it to go all the way. Ahora,
Remember that by this part, Michael B. Jordan had already moved. They had already gone to the store. So they
But
had already moved an actual vehicle.
Think about it.
Michael was the one that moved it.
Yeah, up to now, we hadn't seen him. The only thing we saw Andrew do was stop the ball way.
But we knew Andrew had had more control of his powers.
See, but we didn't know what
rather
his
than
strength.
that.
He didn't. We hadn't seen what his strength was. Like, in our eyes, like, ponte a pensar así, güey. En nuestros ojos, we don't know how strong he could be.
Yeah.
Because he could be the weakest one porque we haven't seen his powers except playing with the Legos. You know?
And he's got more finesse, more
Yeah.
control.
And that's it. Pero maybe his strength is not up there. Like Michael B. Jordan. Because we hadn't seen anything from him. Yeah, he did. Like, well, when Michael B. Jordan was telling him, like, hey, calm down, like, I'm not making fun of you, like, he went back to remembering, like, what everybody else would do to him, like, after anything else. And what happened, like, a couple of days later when he showed up to school? Like, they started making fun of him, y es cuando le sacó los dientes al kid.
Yeah, that's where you really start seeing that.
Like, oh, you
difference.
guys are making fun of me. Like, porque con Michael B. Jordan todavía se controló, güey, con Steve.
Yeah.
Like, he still controlled himself, and he, like, I think he walked out. Or Michael B. Jordan left. From the house. Like, from the room.
Oh, okay, yeah. When they're at the house party.
Yeah. I think Andrew left, no?
No, Michael B. Jordan did.
Okay. Well, Michael B. Jordan left.
No, miento. And no.
Matt se fue con Casey.
Yeah.
Y le
Yeah,
dejó
he
la
did.
cámara a Michael B. Jordan. A Steve.
And then Steve went up to record
Y sale la
Andrew.
girl del pink hair. Y luego este güey. Y es cuando se confrontan de que, hey, you're making fun of me. Que Andrew le dice, you're making fun of me. And Steve's like, no, I'm not making fun of you. Like, what's going on? Why are you acting? Why are you talking to me like this? Like,
But see, like, that's where you start seeing Andrew's disassociative nature when it comes to even help. Because even after, and you'll see that repeatedly throughout the movie, because even when the dad beats the shit out of him, and he flies up into the sky, and Michael B. Jordan.
we're not there yet.
Okay, well, yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you'll see that throughout the multiple times throughout the movie where he is not open, or not. It's like how Matt had said it. He's very. What word did he
Hard
use?
to talk to.
Well, not just hard. Not just that, but yes, something along those lines. I think he had said he was very hostile. I think that's
Yeah.
what he had said.
So we can actually go into the next part though. About the so le hace pull out los teeth y luego le empieza a explicar like, oh, if I do this like this, like it comes out clean. But this one didn't come out clean because I think I got it from the middle and it broke, whatever. And then he's playing around with it and he's like, yuck, los tira al baño que dijo Twister que los baños estaban bien feos. Oh no, dijo
Oh,
Grams.
sí, güey, no mames, no los viste, güey. No mames, güey.
Los-
Oye, ni los de pinche de Stripes, güey, no mames, están así de culeros, güey. No mames. Those were like. And se supone que eso es una escuela, güey. No mames. Está bien que se chingo de morros, pero no. Parecía que había mierda en las paredes. No.
So,
No. They need to hire new janitors.
so from there,
New
from the teeth
custodians.
part, we actually see him sitting like in a junkyard,
Mhm.
car junkyard.
Oh yeah, when they start learning to fly. Oh no! That's when he starts talking about being an apex predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Grims that they need to hire a better janitor.
Yeah. Custodian asshole. A little thing from How High from or no Half Baked. Um, you don't remember? No, never seen Half Baked.
No.
Oh Jesus. Do we? Well. Do we have any stoners watching this podcast?
So nos vamos a ¿en qué parte nos quedamos, güey? ¿Qué estamos hablando?
we were just going into the.
Oh yeah,
the
donde
part
está
where
empieza de que the lion doesn't
he doesn't care if
care.
he's
Yeah, if he kills
a zebra or
yeah,
a
like
gazelle.
he's careless or whatever the fuck.
Mhm.
So de ahí es cuando nos vamos a la casa.
Yeah.
Like que el papá, que la mamá está llorando y está gritando, este güey está con la mamá y luego su papá lo golpea y hasta ahí, güey, todavía ahí, este güey se contiene y le dice,
Yeah.
you know that I
I can rip you to pieces
yeah,
or something like that. I can make you explode.
I can rip you apart or
Yeah.
whatever.
But see, that's where I'm saying, like Andrew to me was like naturally he was a good kid. You know, like you can tell he's a kind-hearted kid. You know, like you can tell he's es bueno de corazón, es bueno de naturaleza. Le sale lo bueno, le nace. But like I said, you hit an animal enough, and eventually, you know, it's gonna bite back.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I mean, you've seen it before. I mean, what was it? These guys, the ones that trained the freaking
Freud,
cats. Freed and Sigmund and Freed.
Sigmund,
no me acuerdo.
Sigmund and Lloyd o Lloyd and Sigmund, sepa la verga.
Pero
Sí, los güeyes de los
esos
tigres, güey.
Los
Sí,
que
sí,
tienen,
sí,
los
sí,
que tienen
sí.
los pinches gatos.
Sí,
Que de repente se les torcieron.
sí.
Este,
Eran putos, güey, cogían entre ellos. Y no estoy hablando de los tigres. The fun facts.
I don't know what type of fun you're talking about.
Anyways, pero sí, güey. Sí, yo también lo creo, güey. Después de que este chavillo pasó por todo lo que pasó, güey. Se lo estaban. Ya llegó un punto. Y por eso te digo, güey. Llegó un punto donde él ya nada más estaba reaccionando a todo lo que le han hecho, güey. Ya no pudo distinguir, güey, a quién sí le importaba y a quién no.
Yeah.
Nada más dijo, güey, ¿sabes qué? O todos a la chingada, o todo es gris. A mí me vale madre. Si me hace sentir así, güey, te voy a chingar.
Yeah.
So a él ya le empezó a valer, güey. Ya no pudo aguantar más.
Yeah.
Él siempre ser, güey, el que se tenía que controlar cuando los demás no se controlaban en contra de él. Pero no con su jefe. No con su jefe, güey. So, from here, this to me, después de que pasa esto, güey, ¿qué es lo que pasa de aquí? Andrew se agarra el suit de su dad de firefighter, se pone la máscara, empieza a buscar.
Well, that's so before we even get to that, that's where he starts hearing his mom scream, finding in the pain, and then you hear Andrew call or go to the actual clinic,
Yeah.
And try to go pick up his mom's prescriptions, and como le dice the guy that's in charge of selling the medication, he's like, hey, you know what, like, well, it costs $700. Well, I don't have that on me, you know. Well, like I told your father, you know, tough luck. And it's like, son of a bitch. Like, how are? I mean, I get it. You know, you. It's not to blame. It's not to blame the guy behind the counter because he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
But, like greedy fucking corporations, dude. Like, fuck.
Pues sí, güey, pero no te vas a poner for the for the for the reason of this story moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
I get it, pero esa scene was pointless.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it didn't do anything that we didn't already know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We knew that he didn't have money porque su dad se lo acaba de decir.
Mm-hmm.
We had heard his dad on the phone decir que no tenían dinero para pagar. That scene was pointless, güey.
No,
Like, we didn't- no.
It doesn't, because look, that's where I go back to where you see him as a caring person. Andrew as a character being a caring person, because now all of a sudden now you're starting to see where Andrew he's going through all these emotions. You know, he's starting to feel now what his dad has been feeling for a while now, and now that's when he starts like, oh well, shit, I can't get the money, but there's got to be a way for me to provide and make this possible for me to get my mother her medication. So what does he resort to? He goes back and, hey, now it's mask on, and let's get out there. And I mean, you can still see he's a good person, because he's not going out there and he's not attacking you know, your like random people out on the streets. But you know, you see him as going and attacking their known
Like the thugs,
the bullies, the thugs around the corner.
Except the guy
know.
from the convenience store.
Well, see, but he didn't do that until he found out. Oh, well, the thugs really didn't have that much money on them, because I mean, you can see maybe he had collected, I want to say maybe $200-300 from his from that little robbing spree. But then too, like with that little scene alone, you can start seeing him just the way he just treats them like.
Yeah, pero lo que te digo, güey, es, mira, so here it is. El escuchar, el escuchar, bueno, ya vimos la primera parte, güey, donde le pregunta a su mamá que cómo se ve, güey. Luego se la lleva, güey, afuera, güey, ellos solos, y ya le empieza a decir, like, hey, you're better than what you're going through, like, you know, you're stronger than this, whatever, whatnot. Okay. Ya le escuchamos gritar en pain, güey. We already heard her, like, screaming in pain, güey. Ya escuchamos que el dad, güey, no tiene el dinero para esto, güey. It would have been a lot, it would have had a bigger effect, güey. Just a little bit longer la scene, güey, donde la tapa con las manos, güey. Antes de que se sale con los thugs.
A ver, ¿cómo?
Sí.
I spaced out.
So, there's a scene after he goes to the clinic and before he gets to the thugs that he sees his mom y está destapada, güey, está facing
and he rolls her over.
Yeah.
La tapa.
Yeah. So
and she says, thank you, I couldn't breathe, or something like that.
Like, that would have meant a lot more, güey, than knowing that he's doing it because he found out that he couldn't get the medicine. Like, ya sabíamos, güey, que no tenían dinero para la medicine. Pero sí hubiera pegado más duro, güey, esa scene, si la está viendo, güey, y dice, lo voy a, like, you know, like, I'm doing this for you. Porque no lo ocupa decir, güey. Pero ya cuando va a la store, güey, then he's like, oh, I'm doing this because you're saying that I, like, you're not giving me, like, you're not letting me save my mother's life. When, if he wouldn't have gone to the store, he was like, I'm doing this because I need to save your life. Like, that's the difference. Like, buscó un motivo, güey, que lo rechazaran para poder salvarle la vida a su mamá. En vez de él salvarle la vida a su mamá, güey, porque lo quiso.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Por eso te digo, güey, esa parte de la movie, like, that scene, güey, donde él va es pointless. Porque ahora lo está haciendo, güey, porque le negaron el salvarle la vida a su mamá, güey. Like, en vez de él hacer las cosas, güey, porque él quería salvar a su mamá. That's the difference. Por eso te digo, güey, that part in the movie, a mí, en lo personal, güey, se me hizo muy pendeja, güey. Like, no hizo nada por la historia, güey. Como en la pinche cuerda en el talent show. Sí, güey, esa pinche cuerda, güey, me caga, güey.
Cómo te encanta andar recordando la riata
Sí,
esa.
sí, me vale verga, güey.
Ay, Diosito santo. Bueno.
Ataca a los pinches thugs. Ataca al güey de la convenience store.
Oh,
Y
and
se...
that part too.
What about it?
I don't know if you guys saw it. But in that part with the convenience store, you know how it'll switch over to like the security camera. You can actually see the floating
Camera.
in the background, and I thought that was like an extra little oomph to so that way you can see it that it's not just like being filmed as in a third perspective, but it reminds the audience that, hey, you know what, like this motherfucker's been carrying his camera around with his mind all this time, and then it's not just holding the camera in one place, but now he's got the register opening up and bills flying out.
Yeah. Oh, so time out. So let's go a little bit back. These agreements, they had to set it up. It's because they had already. Like, el problema de la mom, de que no tenían dinero, they had already set it up. Even minutes before, or like scenes before. Porque el dad le dice, like, the only money that I had goes on you and your mom. Or school and your mom, and I don't know what. He's like,
oh, that was an asshole part.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Andrew called his ass out.
Like, yeah.
I
like,
go to public school, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't pay for public school. Like, I was like, yeah.
Pero ya sabemos, güey, desde el principio, desde que empezamos de like, escuchar las llamadas del papá, güey, like so on and so forth, no tienen dinero, güey. Like, no tienen el suficiente dinero para eso. Te cargo otra, güey.
Bueno.
¿Todavía tienes? ¿Todavía ahí?
Sí.
So, yo por eso te digo, güey, like, I just think that part, honestly, I would have wanted, like, a little bit more on him, like, turning her and covering her. Like, that part, to me, hubiera llegado más, güey, sin esa excusa, güey, de que, ocupo hacerlo porque ya me dijiste, güey, que no me vas a ayudar. Dice, they had to set it up. They had to set up his anger toward others. Dijo al que se atraviese. Pues sí, güey, pero... Because el anger para todos, güey, ya debería estar ahí, güey. Por lo que veníamos viendo de él, güey.
¿De quién? ¿De Andrew?
Ya, de Andrew. En ese punto de la historia, güey, like... Ya se le había volteado al que era su mejor amigo ahí, cuando se vomitó. Like, he stopped putting up with his dad's shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, güey, like his problems was only saving his mom. Like, al bully ya también, güey, le había sacado los dientes. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably sí, sí fue la gota que derramó el vaso.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't have wanted it to be on his mom, güey. Y te digo por qué, güey. Como a mí, güey, que se me murió mi mom, güey, no voy a ocupar que alguien me haga algo, güey, para yo tratar de salvarle la vida a mi mamá, güey.
Yeah.
Like, because remember, these might not be the best movies out there, pero I chose these movies porque they mean something to me, güey.
Yeah,
y es algo que siempre le vi mal, güey. Like, me enoja, güey. Que este güey tuvo que usar la excusa de un doctor, güey, o de alguien de la clínica, güey, para tratar de salvar a su mamá, güey.
I just feel that he didn't see that. He didn't see that part because he's still a high school kid. He's still a high school kid. He understands that his dad is struggling.
I was in high school.
Well, yeah, I know. I get it. I know. Believe me, I know. I was there.
Pero es lo que me caga, güey. Like, ¿cómo putas? Y, como te digo, again, it's a script.
Yeah.
Like, no vas a ocupar, güey, que alguien te diga no, güey, para tú hacer algo por ella. Like, ¿sí me entiendes? And I don't think this is Andrew's fault. I think this is the fucking people who wrote it, that they didn't get what the fuck they were writing about. Like, y por eso...
Like, Grims would have said a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Pero sí, güey. Like, ¿sí me entiendes?
Yeah.
Like, or him with his power, güey. Like, be like, okay, like, maybe I can save you.
Yeah.
Like, what does my power do? Like, ¿sí me entiendes? Pero, it's just that little part, güey. Todo lo demás, te lo compro. It was just that little part, güey, que a mí sí me tocó los huevos. Like, I was like, no te la compro, güey.
See, and the thing I didn't understand is, why did he go and rob the convenience store? Rather than rob the convenience store, why didn't he just fucking rob the pharmacy? Like,
Porque no sabía la medicina, güey.
¿Eh?
Porque no sabe la medicina.
Güey, traes las pinches prescriptions.
Sí, güey.
You got the prescriptions
Sí.
that you go and you fill out. All you gotta do, fucking hold this motherfucker up, hold the pharmacist up, make sure the fucking doors are locked. You got time to fucking browse around. I mean, you already got your mask on. Like, you hold this motherfucker up against the wall, and boom, you go and take care of your business. Hey, you know what? Boom, I needed this. And
that's it.
Yeah. That's
No,
it.
ni ocupa robar dinero, güey.
No harm, no foul.
Sí, no ocupa robar dinero.
Exactamente. No ocupa robar dinero, sino
robar la medicina. Sí, también, güey. Te la compro, güey, te la compro. Sí, no lo había pensado así.
You know?
Pero
like,
sí,
that,
like,
that's
a mí sí se
what
me hizo
my
muy
mind
pendejo
would have gone.
la convenience store, güey.
Yeah.
It made no fucking sense.
Yeah. And two, another thing too that made no fucking sense to me was the fact, like, dude comes out with the shotgun, like. True, fun fact. Yeah,
But it's true, güey.
Yeah.
Estamos pensando como estamos pensando
Yeah,
ahorita, güey.
now-
Pero en
yeah,
ese
now it's an
ratito
adult.
te dicen que no tienes dinero, ¿qué ocupas, güey?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I was pretty.
Nah, you
I think I
know,
was pretty
no,
slick
señor.
when I was young.
No, señor. No, señor. No es cierto. No es cierto.
Te conocí, culero.
Sí, no es cierto. So, we go to the convenience store.
Ajá.
Así está, pendeja.
Pues para que se vea, güey.
No, del lado, para enfrente así.
Pero es que luego no se ve la mona.
Así es, güey. Dice, ¿qué dice ahí, güey?
Missed opportunity, no sé.
No sé, mamá.
Bueno, está bueno.
No, güey, es del otro lado.
Así.
Like, this way. Yeah.
¿Así?
I think so. No, creo que va del otro lado.
No, okay.
Bueno, anyways. Pero sí, güey. So, se va a la tienda, güey. Le pega al güey de la tienda porque no lo mata. Solamente le pega al güey de la tienda.
Yeah.
Y de ahí se levanta el güey de la tienda y le dispara. Este güey le desvía la bullet y se va para el pinche tanque de fuego, güey.
That's another thing too. Like, he's got powers. Like, he's got telekinetic powers. Like,
Sí,
I
güey.
would have taken the fucking gun away. Like, hey, oh, no, you ain't got shit, motherfucker. You know, like, and now you ain't got to shoot nobody.
But he was not thinking straight, güey.
Oh yeah.
Like he's already full of anger.
Yeah,
güey.
he's already in anger. He's got his mind on his mom.
Yeah. Like, ya no
I
está
get it.
pensando bien el
Yeah.
muchacho de 17 años.
Yeah.
And, so,
Ay, qué rica está esa madre. Qué rica agua.
so de aquí, güey, we're gonna hit the last part of the movie. So think about it. Esta movie nomás duró 100, like
An hour
80
and a half,
minutes.
something like that. Yeah.
like 85 minutes, güey. And that's with credits.
I didn't pay attention to
Like,
that.
so we're like the last part, güey,
Mhm.
te duró igual que la first part, güey. Like it was in and out, like a fast food restaurant. Before we head into the final part of the movie, let's talk about Mitos Creations and all the amazing work that they do. Unlike other companies where you put your request and wait and pray that the final product is what you wanted, in Mitos Creations, she takes you step by step from the start to the finish, so you can see and make adjustments to your liking. 100% recommended. I've been working with her for the past 6 months, and all my cups have been top quality and exactly how I requested them. Follow Mitos Creation on Facebook and or call at 956 Again, this is Mitos Creations on Facebook. You can follow her on there, or 956 457 Guys, no se ve, güey. Te estás mamando. Está la pinche cámara ahí. Ah, ok.
Cree que soy pendejo este güey, no mames.
Pero sí, guys, síganla. Déjenla que trabaje. Díganles que los mandó Quick, para que reciban su discount, guys. Ella les dice lo que les va a cobrar. Si lo quieren hacer por shipping, ella también les va a decir cuánto les va a cobrar shipping, guys. She does ship. So just let her know. Tiene extra cups because she was at PokeFest. If you go to her page, tiene extra cups right there y los está dejando más barato de los que los vendió en PokeFest, güey. So, porque son los que le sobraron. So just hit her up, let her know. Anyways, all of these commercials, you can see them on my personal page on Facebook. And also, I tag them directly so like that they can know about the commercial, guys. Oh, you see, Peter has two. I have my personal one. Smiley has one too.
Yes.
So yeah, guys, don't message her, trust her, send her whatever you want it to get done, and she'll take you step by step with whatever she's doing. If you like it, or if you want to change anything, and she'll change it out for you guys. But again, this is Mitos Creation on Facebook, Mitos Creations on Facebook, or 956 Thank you.
You'll get yours soon, Grims.
Güey, te lo ocupo mandar por correo, güey. Tengo que ir por él primero porque creo que está en la casa de alguien, güey. First. Y luego ya te lo mando, güey. So we go to the final part of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And here is something that I didn't think about this until I started watching it again recently. You actually see two stories in this movie. So we completely missed the part donde este güey mata a Steve.
Yeah, we did. We totally did.
So el ya lo golpea, güey.
And see, it's funny that you had said that. Que él lo mata.
Yeah.
Because you know what? No, because he got hit by a lightning bolt. But that was the thing. The fact that Matt had said, but there was no
Lightning storm.
Yeah, there was no lightning storm in the area, and I mean we clearly see it. And when I was seeing it, that was the first thing that I thought. Like, is this motherfucker's rage causing this static energy being built up in the clouds? And, you know, once he gets angry and he's like, "Whoa, I told you get away from me." Whoa, boom. Y vale madre. Boom. There goes Michael B. Jordan fried.
Yeah.
And funny. The black guy always dies first.
Yeah, wait. You know who said that? You know who said that? Twisted said that, güey.
Yeah. You're right, Twisted. Why? Why does the black guy always have to die? Why?
Yo sí lo veo. Dice Grims que él no lo vio como que sí él lo mató. Yo sí lo veo, güey, porque el que estaba controlando lo que estaba, o a lo mejor no controlando, güey, pero el que estaba causando lo que estaba pasando era él.
Yeah.
So, en el momento que toda la mala energía se le dirigió a él, güey, valió madre. Ya estás adentro.
Ya que chingados.
Sí, ves que el niño es pedorro y le das frijoles.
Puta, man.
Ya, güey, los gushers sí están mamalones, güey.
Todo, güey. Todo. Todo está mamalón. Para que me tengan aquí comiendo estas madres.
Um, pero yo sí lo veo, güey, like,
Hmm.
yo sí lo veo como que todo el enojo, güey, cuando se lo mandó a Michael B. Jordan es cuando le cayó el Lightning.
Hmm. Yeah.
Haz de cuenta que dirigió todo lo que él tenía, güey, con ese güey, y es donde lo hicieron fry. So then we get the part where he's at the.
Chronicle.
See, man actually tells him, like at the funeral, he's like, tell me how he's in the middle of the field. Like, he would never go there to the middle of the field. Tell me how he gets hit by lightning without a storm out there.
Hmm.
Like, en sí, la storm que vimos estaba causada por este güey. Now, ¿qué es lo que le dice? He's like, how did you find me? And he's like, I hurt you. No, porque el que estaba enojado era él. Porque Michael B. Jordan le dice, oh, I hurt you. Like, the noise, like you were calling, like if you were, ¿cómo le dice, güey? Like, I heard your voice or I heard you calling me.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm,
it's like that sixth sense that they've got with each other.
Yeah, so, like, este güey empezó a sangrar o empezó a escuchar a la,
Hmm.
de esta chingadera y le estaba diciendo que este güey estaba in danger.
Hmm.
Y le empieza a preguntar lo del dad y que esto y que el otro. Y más se pone
Yeah,
la
like what
storm,
happened
güey.
to your eye? Like
Yeah.
what happened to your face?
Y más se está poniendo más fuerte la storm. En el momento que este güey ya se enoja completamente con Michael B. Jordan, es cuando le cae el lightning.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Pero,
that's what I go back and I reiterate to what I was saying. He starts getting very disassociative, even though he has friends that are caring and wanting to help and be there for him. You know, be a support. You still see that reaction from Andrew where he's like, "Nah, like get away from me, leave me alone," and like don't talk to me, like or quit pretending like you give a shit, or quit pretending. Oh, excuse me, like you care.
ya estás viejito, güey.
Ya te digo, pero no me haces caso, güey. Ya me estoy yendo calvo. Ya, madre. Pero yeah, no. That's I go back to reiterate that it's you start seeing those little characteristics from Andrew, and Michael B. Jordan's out there just being a good friend, like, hey, you know what, no te agüites, carnal, hey, se pasa de verga tu jefe, y, no vale verga, pero he goes and in his rage and his anger, he just
Yeah, because remember what his dad just told him.
he just can't. Yeah.
Because remember what his dad just told him. You think they care for you? Like,
Yeah.
you're a loser.
Yeah, you're a loser. Yeah.
Yeah, like nobody cares for you.
Oh man, that's what it sucks, man. It sucks coming from from a household like that. Like um having people that, like I said, it's supposed to be your family, the ones that uplift you, and hey, don't worry about it, todo va a estar bien, everything's gonna be all right. But then to have it switched up on you, and it's like now the ones that are actually caring for me are people that aren't blood related to me, and and it sucks because your mind automatically goes to like think, oh well, you know what? It's blood. It's blood people that are gonna tell me the truth. It's my family members, but it's your family members that are feeding you shit, and you as a young kid in high school, he's believing these things, and it's like, wow.
So dice Grims that it was an accident, that he thinks it was an accident more than anything. Y te la compro, güey. But it was as much of an accident as him derailing the truck. It was the same type of accident.
Yeah, I guess. Like a loss of control.
Yeah. Like, si no me puedes decir que la first one was on purpose y la segunda no. Porque tenía mucho más control en la segunda que en la primera. So, si la primera fue on purpose, la segunda también. Si la first one fue accident, then the second one te la compro que sea accident, güey. Porque he's dealing with a lot more power.
Yeah.
Like by the time that we get to that point, he has so much power now that he's having issues controlling it,
Yeah.
considering his anger. ¿Qué no haces de perdido, güey? Like matar a alguien? Pues no. Esperemos que no.
If not, you might need a little bit of help there, son. You might want to seek out a therapist.
So, from there, so after that, es cuando este güey llega, se mete al hospital porque se quema el puñetas. And then, this is the hardest part of the movie, güey.
Oh, donde me cayó en la puntita de la... Ay, Diosito santo.
Like, we find out that his mom died that night.
Yeah.
While he was trying to save her, she died.
Yeah.
And the dad blames him. And the dad blames him. Like, the dad wants Andrew to apologize because he was out there looking for him instead of taking care of his wife. And again, I understand. Like, I understand that probably to his dad way, he loved his wife more than he loved his kid.
Yeah.
Like, he probably knew that for the rest of his life, güey, that was the person that was gonna be there with him. Like, volvemos a lo mismo, güey. Like, lo puedo entender. Like, lo puedo entender por qué él está así, güey. Si ese fue el amor de su vida, güey, imagínate. Like, porque aparentemente nomás tienen un kid. So, era todo para él, güey, ella. Y se le fue, güey, porque este cabrón se salió, güey. Igual, él tuvo culpa porque se salió.
Yeah.
Pero él se salió a buscar a su hijo también, güey. Porque aunque dígame lo que quiera, le importó su hijo, güey. Para salirte a buscar a tu hijo, ¿te importa tu hijo?
Yeah.
So, y lo entiendo, güey. No lo justifico, pero entiendo. Like, entiendo por qué está enojado, güey. Pero sí me cagó los huevos, güey. Like, cuando le dice, you need to apologize to me. Like, I know you can hear me. Sit up and apologize. Oh, vete a la verga, güey.
Yeah, and that's where you see. So even though he's in a coma or a non-responsive state.
Dice, tirando la truck, güey, que eso no lo haces ni jugando. Pero él no lo quería tirar, güey. Like, él lo hizo así como que, quítate la verga nomás, deja de estar chingando.
I mean, no, like I wouldn't, even me, like I wouldn't have pushed it. I would have just raised it off. Okay, you want to tailgate me, motherfucker? Well, I'm going to raise your fucking, písale el gas todo lo que quieras. You're not moving anywhere, fucker. You're going to stay there.
¿A qué edad, Lorenzo, piensas así, güey?
Ah, chinito. Digo, quickie. Puta madre. No, mejor así no.
No, pero es lo que te digo, güey.
Yeah.
¿A qué edad estás pensando así, güey?
Sí.
En ese ratito no estás pensando así, güey.
Yeah.
Le estás enseñando un pinche, date quieta la verga, güey. That's it.
Well, I don't know. I guess you're right. I do have
Lorenzo,
a lot more self-control now that I'm older than what I did.
No nos vamos tan lejos, güey. Yo tuve una historia con un camarada, güey. Fuimos a recoger equipo for Extracurricular Activities a su casa, güey.
Ajá.
Ok. Estábamos en la Jordan.
I like the way.
Estábamos en la Jordan, güey. Volteamos. Estaba la Brown, güey.
Yeah.
Iba Peter y Smiley con nosotros, güey. Fuimos a la casa de un amigo. Ahí en la Tyler. No era mi Tyler. Era otra Tyler. Ok. Nos paramos, güey. El pinche carro de enfrente, güey. Frenó. Estaba en green, güey. Se puso en amarillo. El vato le pisó. Y se frenó, güey, cuando se puso en rojo. Yo tengo un camarada, güey, que también le pisó, güey, y no frenó. y no frenó, güey. Se lo llevó, güey. Mi camarada, güey, en vez de pararse Y bajarse, güey, decirle, güey, ¿estás bien? Todos se quedaron en su carro, güey. El carro de enfrente le puso. Mi camarada también le puso, güey. Y teníamos aproximadamente la edad. Nada, estábamos un poquito más viejitos, güey. We were like 20, 21, 22.
A ver, yo conozco a ese camarada.
Sí, pendejo eras tú. So, no me vengas a decir a mí, güey. No me
No me
vengas a
recuerdo
decir.
de esa historia,
No
güey.
me vengas a decir a
No
mí,
me
güey.
acuerdo de esa historia, te digo.
Que tú hubieras hecho algo mejor, güey.
Ay, güey.
Pírate se está riendo.
Quemando raza, güey. Te digo,
No,
este vato, güey.
yo nunca dije quién era, güey.
¿Ves? ¿Ves por qué no quiero? No me gusta que me anden
No,
filmando.
Güey.
Ay, Dios.
A mi camarada le valió verga la salud del güey de
Mira,
enfrente, güey.
nada más por eso, bondo, cabrones.
Sí, salud,
Bondo,
güey. Sí,
chingada madre.
ahí se lo sigo.
Ya,
Entonces no me vengas a
autorizo.
decir a mí, güey, que hubieras hecho algo mejor, güey. No, no, no. No tiene.
Ya fue el último episodio, ¿no? No se crean. No se crean. Ay, güey. Bueno, pues
So,
ya me la aventé. A ver. Síguele.
¿Quieres otro chatradito, güey? Ya, para cerrar el show.
Ah, bueno, ¿te traigo más?
Una nomás.
Ajá, así. Güey. Quiero ser, ¿qué me avientas abajo?
Güey. Pero sí, güey, no me vengas con la pinche moraleja de que, nah, güey, yo se me hubiera preocupado, que nada, vete al chorizo, güey, no, no lo hubieras hecho, güey. Y como te digo, güey, a esa edad, güey, se te hace muy fácil muchas cosas, güey. Like, no, no puedes venir con, no, yo sí, yo no, güey, like, no, no, no se vale. No, it's not true, güey. Like, it's not true. Ábrelas, güey. Ya.
¿Qué es lo que te iba a decir? Espérate.
So, we actually get to the final fight. The final fight. Oh, actually, we get to the final fight. So, este güey, su dad le empieza a hacer point el finger, like you as, tú, pídeme perdón, no, sí, tú pídeme perdón, que no sé qué. Este güey, lo siente, I guess he feels the bad vibe, güey. Abre los ojos, le tapa la mano, o le tapa la mano, güey, abre los ojos y pum, explota todo, güey. The news says that it's a bomb. I don't know if you paid attention
Oh,
to
yeah,
news.
yeah. Well,
So-
when they're in the actual hospital.
Yeah, so Matt starts bleeding. And before anything else, he's like, hey, Andrew's having problems, or Andrew needs me, or Andrew needs help, he's in trouble.
Did you notice the aliens reference shirt?
No, I didn't pay attention.
Matt, another fun fact. Matt was wearing a what was that spaceship called? I don't remember the actual name to it, but I know it was a reference to the movie.
Bush's
Alien.
next attack?
Huh?
Bush's next attack? No sé, what you say. It was Bush's next attack. No sé de qué hablo.
¿Cuál es Bush's next attack? No era Bin Laden, güey. Which
So-
George Senior or W?
And then we see Matt. So, then we see Matt go to his. Never mind, keep on.
Pinche Peter, I was ready. I was ready to throw down.
Yeah, sí. So then okay. So then we see Matt actually in his girlfriend's house con Casey. Like en un birthday party o algo así, empieza a sangrar, like, hey, you're really bleeding bad. He's like, y luego ve la news, güey. And like, hey, let's go. Like, que no sé qué. La girlfriend empieza a hacer panic, and she's like, hey, nobody's driving this way. Like, he's like, I need to get downtown or to the hospital, que no sé qué. She's like, take the next exit. Que no sé qué, que no sé cuánto. Llegan ahí, güey. ¿Qué es lo primero que vemos? Este pendejo colgado trayendo a su dad, güey.
Sí, volando. poniéndolo
volando,
colgando.
lo tiran para el piso, Matt actually saves him.
Yeah.
Now, here's the more interesting part. Not only did we see a villain origin, but we saw a hero origin.
Yeah. I agree.
Like we saw
I agree.
two origin stories like in one movie way. Pero not your typical
Possibilities.
yeah.
Possibilities of
Yeah,
either
yeah.
or. Mm-hmm.
So Matt no era el character que era al principio y Andrew acabó siendo la peor versión del mismo del principio de la película, güey.
September 11th. Keep on.
No, ya estás bien tarde, Lorenzo, no mames.
Perdóname, madre.
But yeah, güey. Like, and to me, that is one thing that drove this final battle, way to be entertaining. It was in the fucking fighting. It was in the cars being smashed.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
in the flying. It was, you saw to me, it was the person that I didn't think was going to be the hero defeat the person who I thought was going to be the hero.
Yeah.
And in both of their eyes, they both did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, el malo era malo porque para él era lo que tenía que hacer para ser bueno, güey.
Yeah.
Para que nadie más fuera malo con él. Y el bueno hizo lo que tenía que hacer para que el malo ya no existiera, güey.
Yeah.
Porque ya no iban a poder controlar al malo. And think about this, güey. Él tuvo que matar a su familiar, güey.
Yeah.
Like, in order for this to stop.
So, a whole bunch of things at this last scene, or close to the last scene. The first and foremost, I'll go back to the whole apex predator.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very ironic on how Andrew gets killed by a spear of a statue of a Native American or a caveman Indian.
Fun fact,
whatever.
That is the ending of the Heroes season 1 of Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. If you haven't watched it, it's a superhero show, and it happens there.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of superheroes.
Watch it. No, apparently nobody's fucking watched that show.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
That fucking show is a master. The first season, is a fucking masterpiece.
I'll have to watch it. You know what?
No,
I'll do it. I'll do it for the culture. Like whatever. I mean, it just might catch my eyes. It's just that. Yeah.
Bueno, síguele, güey. ¿Qué estás diciendo?
I thought that was very ironic. How he kept saying himself being, "Oh, I'm the apex predator," and blah blah blah. I just thought it was very ironic. Just
that a
how,
spear killed him.
Yeah, getting killed by the spear. I was actually trying to do my research and trying to see if I can figure out who or what the statue actually was, but I kept coming into fucking dead ends.
Hold on, I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, I tried everything. Like, what was the statue and at the ending scene of Chronicle, like I couldn't figure it out. If anybody can figure it out, and you guys, if you guys find out what statue or who was being represented in that statue, I would greatly appreciate it. It's a little pet peeve of mine that it's been stuck in my head for the past week since I've been watching this movie. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Getting killed by a man where Andrew was always thinking, "Oh, well, I'm a superior. Excuse me. I'm superior to any other human race," and you're getting killed basically by
the spear.
By the spear of the early man, like a caveman or a Native American.
It was a Spartan way.
Was it?
Yeah, it's a Spartan spear.
Mm. Well, see, I would have thought it was a Spartan spear, but I didn't see the shield. I saw a spear, and I saw like what I thought was a lion cloth. Um, I didn't see any headdress. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I paid attention to it that much. But I know Spartans usually would carry their shield with them as well.
Not unless they didn't have it anymore.
Well, I'm not. I haven't
Because
done my
remember, they
research.
used to put it, like, cuando estaban en el piso, güey, en el circle que estaba abierto, le ponían la head, they would dig it on the person's head, luego se las mochaban y ya no lo tenían para que sacar.
Come on.
See, so some of the Spartan spears
Uh huh.
had two holes, like, had the
they
U's
had the
at
little
the tops
U's.
and at the bottom. So eso, cuando tumbaban a alguien, lo ponían en el neck y ahí
To
mismo.
decapitate them. Yeah.
Yeah,
To like control their neck movement.
yeah. So a veces ya no lo sacaban porque otro güey lo atacaba. Fue.
Well,
Anyways, sí, síguele, güey. Síguele, 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 síguele,
We're gonna go very off
síguele.
topic.
Sí,
Very
síguele.
off topic there.
So, final fight.
Huh?
Final fight.
Yeah. Okay. So final fight. See. Yeah, Grim. I thought it was a Native American as well. I didn't know it was a Spartan. Yeah. I could have sworn I'd seen like lion cloth and maybe like I actually went into depth. Like I actually took like a screenshot of it, paused the movie, try to like get close to it, took a fucking a shot, a picture with my phone, try to zoom in, try to see if I could see it clearer.
I'll do the homework,
just,
güey, and we'll start off with that statue next week. And I'll figure whatever I have to figure out about it, we'll talk about it next week. Because next week is Despicable Me, güey, right?
Para
Next
boy?
week is, yeah, papoy. So we can actually start off with that and then go into the lighter
Yeah.
things
It's
of Despicable Me.
We'll leave that till next episode. As that, but yeah, that and this is where I go back to Matt, where I really like it. Really tears me on the inside, from the beginning of what we knew, what Matt was, him being very negative thoughts, and then all of a sudden now he got laid with this with his newfound female Casey, and now all of a sudden he goes back to being caring and lovey-dovey, and now it's I actually care for my cousin, and why would you do that? I mean, you can tell Matt is still a good guy, but he was very apachurraba. Like he would always bring his cousin down,
Pero-
just a quick tip, like
No, but
you
remember,
might not want to.
but
take
remember
that.
what he said about Andrew. Andrew was a very hostile person to talk to. And that's even at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Well,
Or mid into, like, cuando Andrew le pregunta, hey,
true, but
how come you
remember,
haven't talked to me, or how come you don't, like, and he's like, you're a hostile person.
I mean, not to defend Andrew, like not good, pero the thing is, like, to me, it's like their family. They know what the fuck he's going through, and if Steve, Michael B. Jordan's character, can understand what's going on in his home, just being a friend and not being a part of the family, I'm pretty sure the family would eventually find out what the fuck's going on at home. I know for sure. I'm not very close to my uncles, but I know each one of their personalities. I know how they are. I know what they enjoy. Like.
Pues sí, güey, pero aquí el pedo no era que Matt no dejara hacer lo que quisiera Andrew. Aquí era que Matt quería que Andrew, like, he would be more social.
Not really, because remember when they go to the rave,
He tells him,
he
like,
tells him to go with him, like, hey, come and join me to this party. But as soon as they arrive to the party, what does Matt do? Matt
goes.
Like you don't
He
have
goes
no,
off
he
on
tells
his
them,
own.
don't follow me.
Yeah, don't
Like,
follow
go,
me.
Like go drink a beer. Like
yeah, talk to people.
Yeah, exactly. Quería que hiciera
Pero
socialize,
ya
güey.
sabe cómo es el muchacho.
Pues sí, güey.
Ya
Pero,
sabe que
pero
no,
si sabe. Ok,
you know,
so,
he's
no,
he's
okay,
very
so no
shy.
vamos tan lejos, güey. Vamos a decir que tu primo, güey, no le gusta hablar de las cosas. Y tú sabes que está haciendo, like, he's going through shit. Tú le dices, güey, acompáñame para acá, güey, que no sé qué, que no sé cuánto. ¿Eh? Ah, no, güey, que no me gusta, que no sé qué. Está bueno, nomás acompáñame, güey. Mira, habla con los que quieras, güey, júntate con los que quieras, güey. Yo voy a estar aquí, güey, lo que tú quieras. Pasa, cabrón. Pasa. Si no nos vamos tan lejos, si un camarada está pasando por algo, güey, el güey no quiere hablar, lo sacas, güey, que el güey haga lo que quiera. Antes de irnos, güey, nos vamos juntos. Es lo único. No te vayas solo, cabrón. Te vas conmigo porque yo te traje. Se acabó.
Una distracción.
Es lo mismo. Es lo mismo. Si este güey sabe que está pasando por pedos y él no quiere hablar con Matt, y si Andrew no quiere hablar con Matt nomás lo único que quiere, güey, es despeja la puta mente, compadre. Vamos a ver qué pasa después. That's it.
Yeah.
Ahora, la battle al final, güey, básicamente es, compadre, yo te estoy tratando de salvar, güey. Like, the final part of the movie es, compadre, yo te estoy tratando de salvar, güey, ayúdame a ayudarte.
Yeah.
No, ¿por qué chingados tienes que lastimar a gente que no te está haciendo nada, güey? Ella le dice, we can fly away. Este güey, sin temerla ni temerla, güey, le está diciendo, yo dejo mi vida. Le está diciendo, yo dejo mi vida, güey, porque tú estés bien, güey. ¿Qué más quieres?
So yeah. Yes, pero okay, so another example. When they're in the library and they're talking about going around the world and flying around the world. Andrew says, "You know what? I would like to go to Tibet. You know, I would like to go there. You know, it's the monks there have reached a certain level of enlightenment, and you know, they've reached so much to where they float off the ground." Matt's first initial response was, "Oh, we can fuck with them. We can fuck with their minds already." And he starts playing off jokes and goes, "No, mammo."
Sí, güey.
On the thing, you know, like it's the it's being very like passive aggressive, like
Okay. Sí,
like
güey.
it's very subtle, but it's still demeaning. It's still, you know, like it's
Okay.
like
So,
trying to poke fun at him.
Chema.
Like it's like no seas pendejo. Like güey.
so tema. Ok, te la compro, güey. Pero llega un cierto punto, güey, donde ya no puedes jugar.
Yeah.
Todo se vale, güey. Mientras no sea serio, güey, todo se vale.
Yeah.
¿Ok? Mientras no sea un punto en el que tú digas, compadre, yo te ocupo, güey. O yo estoy viendo que tú me ocupas, güey. Todo se vale, güey. Yo te puedo decir, te vas a morir de esto, te vas a morir lo otro. Llega un punto serio, güey, donde sabes, güey, no se vale jugar.
Yeah.
¿Ok? Tú me puedes decir, ojalá y se muera esto, ojalá se muera el otro. No hay pedo, güey. Porque sé que así como va, viene. ¿Sí me entiendes? Y esto va para todos, güey. Tomen esto en consideración, ojetes. Ya viene enojado a la verga. No. Tomen esto en consideración, güey. Todo se vale, güey. Cuando estás onceando tú, güey, todo se vale. A mí no me importa que sea, güey. No hay nada intocable, güey. Si tú dices, nomás no me digas chinga tu madre, te la compro. Porque hay mucha gente que sí le duele que le digan chinga tu madre. A mí no, güey, porque la mía está muerta. Pero, sí, gente. De ahí para allá, güey, todo lo demás se vale. Me dices, güey, tengo cáncer, güey. Yo no te voy a tocar el cáncer.
Yeah.
Sí, ¿me entiendes? Sí.
Son
Sí.
niveles, sí.
Pero de ahí para allá, güey, si tú tienes hijos, güey, no te voy a tocar a tus hijos, pero sí te voy a tocar algo que te duela de los hijos, güey. ¿Sí me entiendes? ¿Por qué, güey? Porque sonceamos, güey.
Gracias por clarificar.
Sí. Es que sí se va a escuchar muy feo que dijeran, te voy a tocar a los hijos. Sí. No. Pero, ¿sí me entiendes? Si tú me dices, güey, ¿sabes qué, güey? No me llevo. No te lleves. ¿Right? Pero no juegues. O si hacen chistes, güey, no te rías. Porque si tú te ríes, quiere decir, güey, que también estás entrando en eso. ¿Verdad?
Correcto.
So, hay tiempos, güey. Aquí llegó un tiempo donde, cabrón, tú mismo te estás empeorando la vida, güey. Déjame ayudarte. Yo ya no puedo jugar. Estaban en ese punto al último, güey. Donde, cabrón, yo no te estoy tratando de lastimar, güey. Yo te estoy tratando de defender, güey. Yo me estoy poniendo al frente, güey, para cubrirte, para poder nosotros salir de aquí, güey. ¿Qué más quieres, güey? Sí, güey, jugamos, sonceamos, yo recibí, tú recibiste, lo que tú quieras, güey. Me trataste de la chingada como primo, güey, porque nunca me quisiste hablar, güey. Yo paso por ti a la escuela, güey, no quieres saber, no me quieres contar de tu vida, güey, no hay pedo. Pero ahorita, güey, que me ocupas, estoy aquí, güey. Déjate de mamadas.
Ya.
Entonces, no me salgas con la chingadera de que, ay, es que cuando estábamos en la... No, güey, porque todo se valía, güey. En ese punto todo se valía.
Ya.
What part? The final battle? What did you like about it, güey? O sea, ¿a ti qué te gustó, güey? Grims, ask that question that you had asked earlier, güey, es que se me perdió en el chat, güey.
Bueno, a mí lo que me gustó fue todo,
The final part. Just the final part.
oh, just the final part.
What did you like? Yeah, what did you like about the final part? The fight.
So, one, I like the fight. I like the fact that Matt actually had the balls to kill his cousin. Because no es cualquier puto que va a tener. It's not every person that's gonna be able to actually deal with something like that can actually fulfill or carry out that order. That part of Matt I do see as like a good soldier. Like, hey, yes, this is gonna fucking hurt me. Like, you've got no idea, but it's for the greater good. I'm saving more lives by ending one.
Yeah.
And even though it's close and I love you so much and all of this, it's, hey, you know what? You got to make that conscious decision and be like, hey, there's so many more lives that I can save with just taking one life rather than turning a blind eye and and then now you've got a fucking psychopath on the loose. And especially with how quick he was picking up his powers. Heck, you can see it there at the end of at that scene where Andrew just completely overpowers Matt, and Matt has to take that final decision and be like, "Hey, don't make me do this." Like, even at that, like, he was telling him already, like, "Don't make me do this," and wow,
you know what it was? Like, and you know why he killed him? Because remember what he said. If you project it in your head, like to put a shield, like in your hand, it'll do it. So este güey se estaba protegiendo de las balas de enfrente, güey.
Del frente, yeah.
So all of his, yeah. So por eso se lo chingó por la espalda, güey.
This is, I hadn't thought about it like that, but yeah, that's true.
Like,
that is very true. Because
one thing that I really enjoy about this fight scene is it actually felt like superheroes fighting in a town, way.
In a what?
In a town, like in una.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, it actually felt like superheroes or a superhero and a supervillain fighting, way. Like in a regular town, way.
Mm-hmm.
Donde no había muchos buildings, nomás porque había buildings, güey, donde están todos amontados. It felt like if it was a superhero movie in a real world.
Yeah.
Like, and I really enjoyed that about that movie. I really enjoyed que we only found out that they were superheroes or supervillains till the end, güey. Mm-hmm. Like, sí tenían powers, pero hasta el último sabíamos cómo los iban a usar, güey. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, literally, the last 30 minutes of the movie, güey, You found out who was the bad guy and who was the good guy. Yeah, you could have taken guesses because of the movie, like what it was leading to. A la verga.
Yeah, I know.
Pero hasta el último nos enteramos, güey, de lo que estaba pasando. ¿Qué pasó?
So Grims is asking, do they ever say the thing that gave them? Oh wait, yeah. Did they ever say what was the thing that gave them the powers? Yes, and comics or spinoffs.
So, I think that was fucking loud. So, right now we'll go into that question porque yo sí me sé la respuesta. Yeah, but
I want to know that too.
did you like the movie?
I did. I loved it. I like the way it shines light on everything. Mental health, abusive families, being able to mix it in and give it the superhero vibe, sort of giving it the high school feeling and making it feel very very not generic,
Authentic?
genuine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And also it's it's a very good twist on the that first person type of film, like where it's just that one camera just following around and doing what they're doing, rather than like if you're watching a Marvel where it's like, oh, you see them doing this, you see
Síguelos
them doing
atacando,
that.
puto. Síguelos atacando. Te va a tocar ver 2 películas de ellos o 3, güey.
No comiences.
No,
No,
están aquí,
ya,
güey.
ya están amenazando.
No, están aquí, güey. Están aquí. Well, yeah, they are here. But anyways, I'll tell you what I really liked about it. What I really liked about it was that at that time in my life, the reason why I chose this movie, like,
Yeah.
the reason why I the reason why I chose all these movies is because it has some
cheated.
emotional feelings. It has an emotional attachment to a certain time in my life that when I saw it, I grew attached to it. Like, it became part of me. Yeah. So with Usual Suspects, it was just that feeling of, damn, I didn't know this could have happened. Like, I didn't know, like, people actually make these type of movies. Yeah, this movie was more like, güey, mi mamá acaba de fallecer hace 4 años, güey, yo te entiendo, cabrón, pero no mames. Like, hay formas y maneras, güey. Your mom should have fucking told you this. Like, there's ways and there's forms of doing the shit that you were supposed to do. Lo que me gustó, güey, es de que pudiste entender a cada persona. Like, you could understand every character that was played.
Yeah.
Whether you liked them or not, you understood every main character and every secondary character.
Yeah.
You understood why Casey was a part of Matt, like, away from him. What was useless and annoying, way?
Here, talk to Grims. I gotta take a.
Yeah, go for it. So to me, it was that. It was just that it was very important. Like, just making sure that Oh wait, what y'all say was necessary for it plating? I think I could have done without the fucking cameras in the city. I think if everything would have just been their camera away, I think it would have been a lot better. Like, no creo, güey, que hubiera sido tanto pedo. O hubiera sido mejor, güey, que todo fuera grabado por el lens del güey de la cámara. No por third cameras. Like, it would have been badass, güey. Like, at the end, like that phone scene, donde están todas las lights prendidas de los phones, güey, que hubieran sido las cameras, güey, and get different. He was just recording everything, every way because it was a new thing for him. Te toca a ti, güey.
Okay, so let's see, guys. What was this gentleman talking about?
Was it necessary for the camera, like for the personal camera or for the city camera?
Okay, so was it personal for, or was it necessary for? Let's see, where are you at? Played for the movie being recorded by them or cameras around the city. By them or cameras around the city. So I don't think it was necessary. I think it did add a little bit extra. Just seeing the cameras going from that third perspective view where it's just Andrew controlling the camera, and jumping into that different scene. So it's just like that scene from the convenience store when he's getting where he's robbing the convenience store. I like that little switch of scenery where you start seeing the differences and the things like so like at that ending scene when he's got the the Beetle, the Volkswagen Beetle with both Casey and Matt, and then he brings out all the cell phones, and he starts showing it. And that's another missed topic that we did not touch.
The phones?
Yeah,
I was just saying, wait,
Oh, okay.
like de los phones,
Uh-huh.
like it would have been badass, way. Okay, so I think we could have skipped the whole actual camera, not his personal camera, but anything that was an outside camera, like the director's camera, all of that. I think we could have skipped that, and everything should have been just recorded through the camera. Like at the beginning, like we skipped a couple of days or weeks
Yeah.
until he got a new camera. That's when we caught up, and everything else should have been just recorded through the camera. Like without the city cameras, without any third party cameras, it was just a camera.
Yeah.
So to the point where the cell phones came out, like if they would have actually shot each like the scene through every part of the cell phones way, you could have had like 30 different scenes with the cell phones way.
Yeah.
Like, and that would have been different. Like let's say the cell phones were all like around, like let's say in the back of him or in front of him or whatever. Like you could have just been switching between camera phones and it would have been a completely different story. Instead of having the director's camera and then seeing the phones,
Yeah.
then it was just like, oh, he has his phones. Like that's it. So I think the additional cameras from the city or from the convenience store instead of his personal camera, le quitaron a la película en vez de agregarle algo bueno a la película.
No, and see, and I get it. I get where you're saying that, but that's why I'll go back to what I was saying. I like those little Easter eggs where you can see it from a different perspective, and it reminds the audience that it's not just the fact that the producers or the filmmakers are recording it like this, but the fact that now you're starting to see that that it's you're seeing that Andrew's carrying, he's still manipulating this camera to record everything that
But
he's
it's
doing.
because I don't think we needed that camera away. Because in that scene, of the or in the scene of when they're on top of the buildings eating,
Mm-hmm.
you don't see the camera. You only see the movement of the camera.
So the reason why you don't see the camera is because that's exactly the perspective that you're getting the image of the camera that's floating around rather than it being just the camera of the actual producers or the movie makers.
And so,
Like it's that type of genre of movies, and that's what I really enjoyed of this movie, because it's like for another example, like the Blair Witch Project.
time out. Before we keep on going,
Okay.
guys, because we're already gonna start closing out the stream, let us know rating of the movie, your number one like and your number one dislike of the movie. Go ahead, wait. Sorry.
Alright.
Before we leave, Grims, I am gonna answer that question because it is one of those things that you find out and you're like, what the fuck? But I'll tell you what happens with the next part of this movie.
Okay, so yes, so like for another example of another found tapes type of
Yeah, like lost footage.
yeah, like lost footage.
Like
It
the
would
Blair
have been
Witch.
the Blair Witch Project. You've got
Whatever it is.
yeah, like I like that little spin-off and the fact that they added a whole superhero twist to it. It's not like superhero, but they've got telekinetic powers. They got all these other little things. That is one thing that I really did enjoy from this movie.
So go ahead and tell me 3 likes and 3 dislikes of the movie, and then we'll go with rating.
All right, so 3 likes. I'll go back. Same thing. I like the fact that they shed light on mental health and stability in actual homes. I did enjoy the fact that it was a found tape sort of production. I did enjoy that. And I like the fact that it being a superhero movie was still not
Yeah. I get you.
uh they don't get their fancy names. It's not like, oh well, they're all good or they're all bad. It's just, hey, it's real life, this can actually happen. Aside from the telekinetic part, but all these emotions that humans do go through, they're very real, and every head is it's a different world, depending on what your surroundings are. It will mold you and it will make you who you are. Do you care for another? I can definitely get you another.
Yeah. Twisted. Yo remo, güey. Twisted. What about you? Rating? And what was one thing that you liked and one thing that you didn't like? Like, that stood out for you? So, para mí, guys, algo que las tres, like the 3 things that I really liked. And again, this is going to why I like this movie. It was the first time that I actually saw a kid around my same age going through the same issue that I had, which was my mom passing away. Like my mom being terminally ill and him having to deal with it. Granted, I was not a superhero and I am not a superhero, but knowing that, dude, I was 18 and I was not gonna have my mom anymore, or I was 18 and I didn't have my mom, and at that time I was 22, and knowing that, like, it was something that me and him had in common. Thankfully, Like for me, like I turned down all right. I turned down kind of all right.
What?
Yeah.
All right. This is what you call all right, guys? Nah, I'm fucking with you. No, yeah. I'm glad that you did turn out all right.
Um,
You had me worried there for a second.
the number two thing that I really enjoyed was I actually enjoyed not knowing who the villain was the first time that I saw it. Like until it became known that he was the villain. And for something that I understood him why he was a villain. Like I really enjoyed es el mouse, güey, que no le deja hacer type. I really enjoyed
¿Es el mouse qué?
es que a Twisted no le jala el mouse, güey.
Oh.
Um, like yeah, I really enjoyed that Andrew became the villain when to me he wasn't the villain. Like well, yeah, he had a little bits of villain in the movie, but towards like he saved Steve. Yet he killed him by accident, but he saved Steve. And then the final reason why I enjoyed this movie, um, they actually got Magneto right in this movie. Even though it wasn't him, like I felt like this is how a superhero movie should look like using telekinesis.
Oh, shit. I
But
hadn't realized the time.
yeah.
Hey.
But yeah. Twisted Phoenix, what's your rating? So para mí, güey, sí se saca un 7.8 la movie, pero por lo que yo dije.
Yeah.
Lo que me caga de la movie, güey, es not even the low budget, güey. Like it's just like another thing that I really liked. Well, one thing that I disliked about the movie was the fucking cord, la cuerda, a la verga,
Yeah.
and that scene of the fucking
Reata, güey. ¿Cuál verga?
yeah, la riata. And that scene of the fucking clinic. Like to me, those two things took me out of the movie, güey.
Yeah.
Like, no las entendí, güey.
And you know what? I'm gonna have to agree with Twisted. I'd rate this about a 7. Uh, I did enjoy it. Like I said, I did like all those different those takes. It's still like a superhero movie, but like I said, it doesn't focus on that. It sheds light on different topics, and it's very unique in its own style. It's very rare that, I mean, because you know you're talking about an era where you started seeing a whole bunch of superhero where it's spandex and capes that are taking over the superhero
They were
market.
barely becoming popular though.
Well, yeah, I
'Cause
know, but,
Iron
but
Man-
that's what I'm saying.
Because
like-
Iron Man came out in 2008.
Mhm.
That's the same thing where the Joker Batman came out.
Mhm. Yeah, so I go
So,
back to
No,
spandex
pero
and
no, pero no
fucking
tiene.
capes.
No. Pero no tenían mucho, güey. Remember what fucking George Clooney did to Batman?
We
Like, no me vengas con esta pinche chingadera de que superheroes were always there. No es cierto.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I like the unique take on it.
Okay.
You know, that's what I did enjoy about it, and that's what made me give it a 7. And the fact that they shed light on those different topics.
Te preguntan, güey.
Oh, yes.
So, you like fucking spandex, but not their spandex?
No. Well, Watchmen. That one, that is actually a superhero movie that I actually did enjoy.
Did you read it?
The comic? No, I can't. I'm not very big on comics. I wish I was, guys. I was never introduced
into comics.
Yo te introduzco lo que quieras.
No, no. Ya ves, pinche golos. Ya no le den de tomar. I was about to ask one of the beer companies to be our sponsors, but no. You see, what? You had what? Maybe 3-4 beers, maybe tops.
Güey, y no me.
Ya andas queriendo introducir a diferentes cosas.
Nah, a ti que te valga.
No. Pues, ¿cómo no me va a valer? Si me lo quieres introducir a mí, ¿no?
Did you watch Kick-Ass 2010?
Kick-Ass. I'm not gonna lie. That's the one with Michael B. Cera.
It's the green suit.
The green suit dude. Yeah, I want to say I did see that. I don't know if I was a big fan of it. But I know I did watch it. Forcefully. Not willingly. But Watchmen I did. I'm not gonna lie. Watchmen I did watch, and I enjoyed that one to the fullest. So, matter of fact, I keep watching Watchmen. I know I see it at least once every year minimum.
Pues esos eran antes de esto, güey.
Matter of fact, I actually have a Rorschach mask. I'll see if I don't know if I brought it down with my things. I might still have it in my storage in San Antonio, but I'm gonna see if I got it. I actually bought that the mask, and you breathe out, it's heat conducted. Got that Rorschach mask. Love it. Went all out. What was it, like 2-3 years ago? No, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. When I was in San Antonio, went all out for Halloween.
That's badass. So Grims, actually, Mr. Landis, Max Landis, had actually done a part 2, way, like a script for part 2. That's why at the end of the movie you see this guy going like to the Himalayas or whatever the fuck it was, like to the
Tibet.
Yeah, Tibet. And it was gonna be his. The part 2 was actually gonna be, him, and then you were gonna get villains now, because this was supposed to be a whole superhero, like genre type of movie.
Really?
Like it was gonna have its own universe and everything. But what actually happened is they bought his script, and his script has not been used.
Who bought the script?
Fox. Oh no, not Fox. Was it Fox? Yeah, it was Fox at its time.
Fox.
So now Disney has it.
Disney. Well, I don't know. I mean, let what's his name? John Farvo. Farvo get a hold of it, and
So Max
might
Landis
actually
did
go
this.
Get a nice twist.
It was Max Landis and his friends from high school. They created the story. Max Landis actually has like some fan made movies and shit like that, like on YouTube. Like I think his recent one was the Death of Batman. Pero is what killed most of his like the reason why he hasn't been contracted anymore big is porque he had I guess you can say que lo demandaron, güey, por plagiarism, por el video de un video que hizo con what's her name, Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande, you had said earlier.
Yeah.
I was unaware of this.
Yeah, so like
I got to start focusing more on the directors and producers.
so he had a plagiarism on with the video that he did with Ariana Grande, que según le robó todo de otro video de otro group, and then his sexual assault or misconduct with other people like on sets. So por eso ya like basically he like stopped working, pero también hizo, I don't know if you ever saw era un show en
Kids, drugs are bad.
¿De qué estás hablando, güey? She actually wrote another show, güey, que se llamaba Channel Zero. The first one was something Grove, güey. And that show was badass on Sci-Fi. Eso sí te lo recomiendo, güey. Like I really enjoyed that show. But he was the writer for that show too.
Was it like a werewolf thing?
No, it was actually somebody who took your teeth away and he would wear them in his body. Y mataba a los niños, güey. Yeah, it was whack ass fuck way, but that show was good.
That actually is intriguing.
Pero so what was supposed to happen is Matt was supposed to be the hero, and then like Superman that returns like from when he's dead.
That's how
Este
Andrew was gonna come back.
Steve was gonna come back,
Oh, Steve was gonna come
and
back
then he was gonna tell Andrew how come he wasn't there
to save
to
him.
to help him and save
Oh,
him. And then they would fight because Steve was actually gonna come back and be like, "How come you didn't save me and you couldn't save Andrew? Like, what type of friend are you? That this and that." And that
So
was
like painting Matt as a villain,
yeah,
but Matt still
yeah.
being
But that
like
was gonna
portrayed
be
as the
part
hero.
two of the movie.
Wow, I didn't know that. Nice. That would have been interesting to watch. I might have actually watched the sequel to this
Yeah,
if it would have come out. And
it
I
could
am
come.
very patient.
Actually, not gonna kid you. I'll kid you not. I'll tell you right now. Hold up.
You think there was a movie about what, Grims? About like the sequel to this?
So the only news right now, because they released some news, but Max Landis is no longer attached, the original writer.
Mm. Yeah, because they had a Fallout route,
Yeah.
right? Both of them, Matt Landis and the other one, the Teeth and Killing the Kids. Oh, the show that you were talking about, Hemlock Grove,
Angel Grove way, I think it
Angel
was
Grove.
some shit like that. Hold up.
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna have to tell me about this because you
Oh, look,
piqued
I'll
my
tell you right now.
interest
Look,
now.
hold up.
You piqued it. Wearing teeth, taking your teeth and then wearing them.
Like, no way, se los ponía en la body, way. So his full body, he was covered of teeth, way.
Like he would like surgically
No,
implant them.
way. Like, they were in his outside. Era un monster, way, que se llevaba los teeth.
Oh shit. Okay, now see, I started going dark there for a second.
Yeah. It was called Channel Zero.
Um,
Hold
so
on.
Twisted, he said it was Channel Zero.
Yeah.
Yes, Grim. Yes, that was a freaking awesome movie. So Grim's asking, have y'all seen Brightburn?
No
You
way.
seen it? Bruh, you've got to watch it. Um, it it was an awesome movie. I do agree with that, Grims. One of my boys turned me on to that. My boy Roche. Shout out to you, brother. Um, yeah. It was a freaking spectacular movie. I highly recommend it. If you have not seen it, quick, I recommend it.
¿Cómo se llama?
Brightburn.
Brightburn.
I want to say it's on Netflix. I want to say it's still on Netflix.
So, este güey, el que hizo write esta movie, Max Landis, he actually wrote Bright on Netflix.
Oh, really? The one with Will Smith?
Yeah. That's his universe too.
Wow. I did not know that. See, I'm telling you, I gotta do.
And
deep
he
dive
was
on,
also the writer for Victor Frankenstein from 2015.
Victor Frankenstein. What actors came out on that one?
I don't know. Güey.
Ya ves. Grim's telling me that he did recommend that to you, but
Yeah, he has. Pero no lo he visto, güey. El del niño que es de Superman, ¿no?
Ah, Superman se queda pendejo. Ahora te digo todo. Ahora te digo todo.
Pero no. So, final thoughts of the movie, way?
Freaking awesome movie. I did enjoy it. Could it have used a little bit more? Yes. But seeing that this was Mark Landis's one of his first films being directed and taken in consideration.
A la verga.
Excuse me.
Sí, a la verga.
Excuse me. Se me sale el diablo, güey. Salte, demonio. No, but como te digo, taking in consideration that that they were writing this movie and
In
coming
high
up
school.
with it from high school, like coming from high school kids. Hey, god damn it, boy, good job, good job,
Mm,
very good, very well written.
the only thing that I have to complain about was that um sometimes the director didn't go the proper way, or what I consider the proper way with the characters.
Yeah,
But other than that, I really enjoyed the movie. I wish Max Landis would do some more work, but ever since he left his partner or his helper or his writer or who he would co-write with, and he hasn't been the same. So, with that being said, I don't wish to see another Chronicle movie ever.
no,
No.
really. Okay, touche.
Like, unless it's the same writer again, like that writing group.
Yeah.
And
Because it does take away from it, right? It really does. Like especially when you get in that third perspective, it drastically changes the chemistry on projects that are being put together. I completely agree with you. But I would still want them to hash it out.
if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. One thing that I do applaud this movie is that it was a short. It was a short movie, but it got to the point with.
Yeah.
Like we didn't have to waste a lot of time to get to know anything. Like it was just boom, 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 boom. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, see, that's actually what Twisted had said. I want to say it was Twisted that said that she didn't like how they didn't explain it well enough for us to really understand why or how it led up to the story
So
that played out. So, and I understand her, but I understand you at the same
oh
time.
no. So what was actually supposed to happen is that they bought. So they bought the scripts, but they left the second one, and they never did anything with it. Like this was supposed to be a whole universe on these characters. I don't know if you weren't here whenever I explained the second movie. But there's actually a script already out there about this movie for the part two. Just that they never got to it. Like the scripts are bought and they're ready to be put into a movie, but they haven't.
Yeah.
Lisa Grams, give me a 2022 remake, new CGI, and from director's view, now the camcorder, and new unknown actors. I completely agree with the whole unknown actors.
But so I get it. I get it. I get the fact of no new actors. You want to be able to have somebody that like a household name, you know.
No
new actors.
No known actors.
No, he says and no,
No,
new
and new-
unknown.
And new unknown actors.
Yeah. As in
as
he
in
doesn't
new.
want new actors that he does not know.
No, yes, and new. He wants new unknown actors.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, in this case, yes, I do agree with him. Yes, I do like seeing new talent. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy seeing actors that I already do know, but I do enjoy seeing them play different parts, different parts. So and how versatile characters or actors can be. That is one thing I do enjoy. Like for example, oh,
Ya, valió madre, ya voy a empezar a comer nomás, güey. Oh, sorry.
espérate, güey, se van a despertar los vecinos. No, like who's very good? To
So, to Grimm's point, yeah, yo sí quiero alguien nuevo, güey. Like, and honestly, I would want it to be like a small studio wing with the same amount of budget, but with better CGI.
So I don't think you're gonna get both of those. I don't think you're gonna get the same amount of budget with better CGI.
I think you can now.
Well, maybe yeah. Now you're talking about a
Dude, you're talking
decade.
about-
You're talking a whole decade later. But you you want to invest. You want to invest in
yeah,
a
but
high quality product.
no. Okay, so vamos a hacer que sí, güey. But I don't think that a big studio is gonna put out a movie of 120 minutes.
True.
Like, I don't think they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna want to fill in more.
Yeah, they're gonna want
Yeah.
higher paid actors.
Yeah,
They're gonna want,
exactly. So you need a small studio with a
yeah.
small budget to actually put out a small video or a small movie to go out there. Guys, so for today, my review was a positive review. I gave it about a 7.8 just because of the attachment that I had with my mom passing away a few years earlier. And that's what actually drew me to this movie. Like, that's the first thing that caught me, and that's the reason why I still watch it, and it still hurts. That I have some emotional feelings actually attached to this movie.
I get it. Like I told you, it hit differently for me when the first time I saw it, I still had my pops with me. But now that I've seen it again, it definitely hit differently, especially on Andrew's part. And I get you now, brother.
So next week we're actually gonna go into an animated movie, and it's actually gonna be Despicable Me. It's gonna be the first one. If you guys want to watch it with me, we'll go ahead and do we'll do it through Discord, and then we can all get together and watch it there. Let's say what Twisted said. Yep, they had the right idea with this one, but if they'd fix those missed opportunities, depending on whose missed opportunities, Grimm's had like 10 missed opportunities. Like that would be like half of the movie remade.
It turned it into The Irishman, a 3-hour movie.
But yeah, we're gonna go into Despicable Me, which is on Peacock, guys. If you want to go into Peacock, I have Peacock. Just hit me up. We'll see if we can watch it on Discord or through a stream, and then if we can see it through a stream, we'll stream it privately. But we'll see what we guys can do. We'll see what we can do for you guys. But other than that, anything else that you want to add to this?
Nothing much, brother. Just always a pleasure to come by. Have a good time with you guys. It's always awesome. Love it.
De mi parte, bueno, no de mi parte, pero de mi boca. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it, guys. We actually spent a lot more time talking about the movie than what the fuck the movie did. And then we spent double the fucking time. Thank you guys for sticking by. Gracias a todos. No somos muchos, somos los suficientes y con eso basta y sobra. Muchas gracias, guys. See you guys next week. Hasta
Love y'all.
mañana.
Have a good one.